Whoa. That was weird. For a second, it was like the green screen wasn't working. It just disappeared and then it just came back. And now it's all, fuck it, who cares? Sorry, I was having technical difficulties. So there, the lights are just moving around in the city, okay? So deal with it. Hey, 71. Hey, Cranky. Hey, Rachel. Missy K. Let's see. Kelly. Sorry, you're trying not to fall asleep. Let's go. I know, I'm sorry. Probably out with the dog. No, I don't have to take the dog out because we have a yard. Hey, Lipstick and Sofrito. How you doing? Becca Chu. Good evening. Good morning. Evening, morning. Morning, evening time. Hey, Tam Tam. Dave. What is that? I could never tell what the emojis are on. Is that a donkey? Is that a donkey, Dave? Is it, oh. It's a sleigh. But a square, a black square, and a sleigh. Hey, Rosaling. Is that a sleigh ride? 71? Is that what that is? I don't know. Hey, holes. I always want to say a-hole. Holes. How you doing? Are you guys excited for today? It's going to be a long day. That's why this live stream is going to be super, super long. Because I tried to arrange, so I asked if people wanted me to premiere the movie early. The majority of people said yes. However, there's people that actually planned their day around tomorrow, even if it was like not the majority. And I didn't want to, like, because they want to be a part of like the chat and guessing, you know, what's going to happen next and all, you know, in the chat together. And they wanted to do that. So I didn't want to leave people out that plan their day around it. So it's going to be the live Q&A, then the movie premiere with the live chat, and then over on Siren's channel, we're doing the hot and sour, really super spicy. No, I'm sorry, Holes. Hot and spicy candy stuff with Oscar is going to come over and stay the night. He's going to be here with me, and it's going to be me, him, Thea, Siren, and Locomai eating a bunch of crazy, spicy stuff. Hey, Abe. Abe, you're not... Do you have... How many channels do you have, Abe? Hold on. Let's see. Let me just make sure that is your other channels. Make sure that's Abe. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. All right. Okay, now add. Okay. Now we're good. Now I think hopefully that's all of yours. Sky Maiden, is that really you? Wait a minute. Sky Maiden, will you text me real quick if that's you? I'm waiting on something here. You just text me real quick. I had, you know, after the bad apples left, I was like, okay, why do I have 2 of these and 2 of these? So I reset some of them, but I want to make sure that's Sky Maiden. Okay. So gather around. I just wanted to address some things that Lonnie said, because on retros and retro, you allow it. You use Nikki for content, or else you would let people talk about their own issues on their own channel. So, okay. So you're going to get a response too. Gather around. No chance. No dance. No chance. No dance. No chance. No I just text Sky Maiden because I didn't get one yet. Gizmo, what are you doing? Oh, you're welcome, Abe. Oh, it is her. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I have to. Oh, I almost timed Dave out. Sorry, Dave. Okay, now we're good. And I'm echoing in my ear. Okay. Now let me send out a link and then I'll get started. Sorry about that. I will send a link to these two real quick. And okay. Okay. Sorry. We're doing good, Sky Maiden. No timing out. I would never time out Dave. Dave is cool. Dave is fun. What's the stupid Lord Farquaad done now? Okay, so I was listening to parts of Retro's live stream. Okay, and see this is where problems come in. Because hey, Aussie Outlaw, because they say they don't go after like family members and oh, okay, she edited it, Lady A. Of course she did. Family members, they don't talk about, they just want everything to stop. Responding to these people requires them, like when you're correcting their lies or just responding to things they said, they say that's harassment, and that's ridiculous. Yeah, I listened to some of your live, Bill. It was good from what I was listening to. So Lonnie comes into the chat and says, because you guys know my husband was in the hospital for like 3 nights, 4 days. Lonnie comes in and says, Robbie seems to forget that I follow his husband on TikTok, and his husband posted a video the day after Robbie said he's in the hospital, like it was a lie. Okay, number one, if I were to, first of all, I would never lie about something like that, period, especially about somebody I love, because my father-in-law, I posted that on Facebook where all of our family members are, everything, YouTube. And even if Michael saw something like that and it was a lie, he would be like, take that down. His dad would be like, dude, you don't lie about shit like that. Number two, my husband gets shitloads of free products from the TikTok shop. I mean, every day he's getting tons of packages to make videos on stuff. So, and I saw the video he posted when he was in the hospital, and I think it was a blanket he put on his bed in his room or something like that. So they're saying because my husband posted a video of his blanket in his bedroom that he wasn't in the hospital. My husband pre-makes his videos because he has to make so many of them with so many different products that he ain't posting all that shit right when he makes them. But I would not fucking lie about that like Lonnie would, sending pictures and all that shit. Did I post pictures of him in the hospital? No. Did I send people that matter videos from the hospital? Yes, the fuck I did. If Michael wanted to say hi or whatever. As far as you people go, I don't lie. I definitely would not lie about that shit. I mean, I say white lies and shit because shit's none of your fucking business. So I will fucking lie, whatever. But I'm not going to lie about my husband having bacterial fucking pneumonia and almost dying. Okay. And I would be put in check by my father-in-law real fucking quick. Because he's a Sagittarius, he don't put up with bullshit. No, I don't owe them anything, but my point is, Bill, if you guys don't want responses and you're talking about like defamation, all this shit, stop fucking lying and going after and talking about people's family and shit like that. Like, stop. And Retro, for you to blindly sit there and attack people on your channel, that's what you're doing. On behalf of somebody else, you are bringing all of this shit to your channel because Amy can't do it on hers. Nobody would watch. And you're using this for content. Retro, Tanya, whatever the fuck your channel is now. You're using that. So of course you're going to get responses when you viciously attack people and you don't even look into what you're talking about. You just listen to people that you trust and you don't look into things. And in my personal opinion, Retro, that's extremely ignorant, but I wouldn't expect anything more from you than ignorance, in my opinion. Lokamai says, dealing with an issue with mom, but just saw this. I literally saw Michael and spoke with Michael in the hospital. Yeah, and see, and Lokamai, what they do though is they do shit like that to get to you or to try to get people to turn on you and be like, oh, he's a liar. I challenge Retro because I've heard her say that a lot. Oh my God, everything out of Robbie's mouth is a lie. Have I ever met you outside of YouTube, Retro? No. I've been in group chats and you'd always be like, oh my God, I love you, Robbie, every time you saw me. Now all of a sudden you don't love me. It was bullshit anyways, because somebody else doesn't like me. That is called sheep mentality. And that's why, oh shit, sorry, Nikki. That's why when what you're witnessing, Retro, when all of a sudden lies are being said about you, when you fall out with this evil individual, I am going to make a big bucket of popcorn. And when you're crying on your streams and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't believe them. It's not the fact that you didn't believe us. It's the fact that you're attacking on behalf of someone else. Hey, Jason. Hey, Ruthann. Oh, thank you, Ruthann. Not one bit of it is fun. Yeah, it was scary. And Vanessa, yes, I'm very excited, but hold on. Sorry, Nikki. Sorry.
Hello.
That.
I said hello.
Hi. How are you?
Fuck yourself.
Okay. I'll be right back. I'm good. The bathroom's just right behind me. I'm just gonna mute just real quick and I'll get that.
Hey
out of the way so we
everybody.
could continue.
Oh, where's the chat? I can't see the chat. Hi. Dave, shit, where's my medication? I totally forgot.
Oh, thank God for Dave, huh?
Hey, Bruce, be honest.
Someone pointed out today that Lonnie made a post of herself and her nose different again. Must have changed filters.
Lonnie needs to fuck off. Hey, shut the fuck up.
Well, and you know, and I heard Amy saying on Retros, stop going after my friends. First of all, nobody's doing, hey, Anarchy, nobody's doing that. But your friends are attacking people on your behalf. So they're just getting responses.
Can I just address that? Amy, yeah. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you're out here fucking giving orders to people. We don't take orders from fucking peasants like you. So don't be out here telling us what to do. Okay? Stop going after my friends, blah, blah, fuck yourself. Okay? Worry about you. Don't be worrying about what we're doing.
Yeah.
And if we want to go after your friends, bitch, we will.
Well, but that's not, it's not even going after somebody. Like, it's not like anybody is going after them like in a hateful way. No, it's Retro. You don't know me. You think things are lies because you don't do your research. You just listen to somebody who we have full experience and proof is in fact a liar. And that's what I told the police when Amy called the police on me. Now apparently she's calling the police on everyone. I asked him, I was like, have you seen what she's been posting or saying? He's like, oh, well, no, she just made a statement that you're defaming. I said, oh, okay, well, then I'm going to send you a bunch of things that are also defamation on her behalf that she was responded to. And for her to come on every day and stir the pot again, whether it's on a post or on someone's panel, because she can't do it on hers, then people are going to defend themselves from your lies and your attacks.
Yeah.
That's just I mean, that's common sense.
And I don't understand why she thinks that Retro is off limits when Retro is the one who has inserted herself into this. It had nothing to do with Retro.
Yeah,
So here's
and for
Retro
Retro,
inserting herself.
yeah, for Retro to say, and Nikki's just doing this for content, right? No, Retro, this is Nikki's personal life and personal things that have been put out there. None of that has anything to do with you.
And who
The only
started it?
reason
Who did the first live? Who did the first live? Oh,
that
wait
would
a
be
minute,
Retro.
Retro. That would have been you. Sorry, Robbie.
Oh, it's okay. So yeah, Retro, and for you to host these live streams on your channel, which you know nothing about and haven't looked into, that's you, and you are using that. You're using our personal lives and dragging us and saying really defaming, horrible things, and you're blindly speaking. Because when I hear you say like, "Oh, he's a liar," and Nikki's a liar, I'm like, this woman has no idea what she's talking about, or what the same person is probably going to do to her eventually. Hey, Amber.
Hey.
Lava.
And can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say this, and I apologize, you guys. Okay, so I saw part of that live, and Retro said something along the lines of, "That's not my Toronto, bitch. You don't live in Toronto, okay? You don't. You live in fucking Mississauga. You're a poser. You already know how people from Toronto feel about people like you, okay? Don't be running around talking about my Toronto, because it ain't your Toronto, bitch. You live in Mississauga. Stay in Mississauga."
Oh my God. And also, like, I mean, this isn't the first time. Like, I mean, Retro, I think people forget. I mean, last year they dragged me on her channel for a long time. But I also heard you mention Lonnie, so I just want to say real quick, Lonnie, I don't know what the fuck like your deal is with me. I don't know why you talk about me so much, because I don't give a fuck about you. But like all those little like childish insults you say and stuff, like she says over and over again, "Oh my God, like pains and pancakes, y'all, pains and pancakes." Like,
What does that? What does that mean?
it's some bullshit that they started saying last year, when me and Jamie were fighting with each other. Because like whenever I went out there, we went to some restaurant, and it was like a breakfast type place. But anyway, my point is like Lonnie, I don't fucking care what you have to say about me. And the fact that you keep saying this shit, like, well, if you're so tough, Amber, if you're so tough, well, no, if you're so tough, if you're so fucking tough, then you grab a link next, like all these times. Like, you don't ever take a fucking link. But I'm sick of seeing that woman running her fucking mouth. And you know what, Lonnie, like speaking of all the little insults, you know who actually thinks that you look like a man is your good friend Amy now. That's what she used to say about you, that you looked like a man. So yeah, just wanted to say that.
I think Lonnie is just bitter because Jamie wasn't picking up what that bitch was putting down.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious she had a like massive crush on him by the looks of it.
Oh no, everybody knows. Like, that's a fucking running joke.
Yeah.
He didn't want none of that.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't listen to that whole stream, because when I hear just a certain amount of nonsense, it's like there's no point in listening to more, because just lie after lie, and just what was funny though is Amy always immediately contradicts herself. I don't think she realizes that, because she keeps doing it, but she literally was like, when she was talking about me, she started screaming crazy, screaming, and she goes, "Oh, I'm so mad." And almost within the same breath, she says, "But you know what? You guys could keep talking. You don't faze me one bit." I'm like, wait, what? You just said, like, we're screaming and said how angry you are. I mean, you've literally said rage, you have rage and all this. Like, somebody with rage, especially when you take time to waste the police's time, like if you were scared or you needed protection, you wouldn't instigate people and go after their families and talk about personal things. I mean, you would think somebody with like that would be like, okay, I called the police, I'm going to leave it in their hands. If anything happens from here, I'm not contributing to it. But you're continuing to provoke people, and we do have the right to correct things. You talk about defamation, but you're all over the place defaming people. Hey, baby love you.
I can't believe people think that's fucking normal, that she runs around saying that she's called the police on on people about this.
I mean, I wasn't surprised when they called me. I was like, oh God, here we go. Immediately after she was joking about teasing people calling the police over YouTube, and then but Retro's okay with that now. It's all good now. It's not funny anymore, right?
I have a deal. I'm going to make a deal with Amy. Okay. Amy continues to say that, well, I don't know why she says this, but Amy said on the live that I told her that I was law enforcement. And then another time I told her that I was a cop. Anyways, listen, Amy, if you're listening, I'm going to make a deal with you. Okay. If you would just never say that ever again, you can pick one thing for me not to say or do, and I'll do it. Just don't say that, because it's not true. And I never told you that. So if there's anything you'd like me to stop doing, I'll make that deal with you. Just stop saying that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's crazy too, because, even what she told the police when she called them, she's like, he's spreading personal things. And even the officer told me, he's like, well, yeah, she told me that she posted things about your incident with the police and stuff, and that was wrong of her to do, and she shouldn't have done that. I'm like, really? She's not saying that on YouTube. They're continuing to, first of all, lie about the situation, which that's slander and all that stuff. And the police officer even told me, he said, okay, well, yeah, just don't make physical threats. I said, I'm not, and I haven't.
Well, slander and defamation is civil.
Yeah,
not criminal.
Exactly. And he said, well, yeah. And I said, well, I'm going to, when I said, I don't think you realize too, she's doing this on other people's channels, which I'll send you as well. And then I told him, because he was like, it's your First Amendment right to do that, and it's also hers. I said, absolutely. Then why are we on this phone call? Like, I know that already, that I'm not doing anything illegal. So see, but do you think she thought to tell him, oh, I'm going to continue poking them online and talking about their families and posting personal information and personal conversations? It's like, no, I'm sure she didn't say any of that, because she wants to paint a picture just like she does to Retro, which, I mean, Retro's gullible and very easy to convince, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, very, yeah.
Like,
so I don't get, I mean, okay, like, see, I can't listen to it either, Robbie, because it drives me up the fucking wall, and all it is Amy rambling on and on and on, talking in circles, making no fucking sense. And
not understanding.
Right. And, like, she was going on and on about me, and, I'm not doing what you're doing. Like, Amy, literally everything I have done has been a direct result because you've done it first. Everything. You came out posting screenshots first. Every situation I've elaborated on, it's because you won't fucking drop it. Like, this whole thing with the fake obituary she made. Amy, something I realized about you too, I really thought that maybe it was possible for you to see some of your wrongs and some of the instances where you've gone too far, because that was why that was brought up, because it was just one more thing that was showing that you take things a step further than anybody fucking else does. Okay. But you can't fucking see it. And you've lied about that whole thing. You made that fucking obituary before he ever made any comment that referenced your son. Nobody was on Twitter doing fucking jack shit to you. He just made a comment referencing your son because he wanted you to fucking knock it off. And that's it. But you could have let that rest. I didn't have to like elaborate on it, but you wouldn't drop it. And you were lying about it. So that's why. God, it's fucking unbelievable to me.
Yeah, and I mean, just the hypocrisy of, because seriously, with me, the day that she got very angry when I was being very civil, you know, trying to mediate privately with her and Nikki, and was just saying, okay, maybe if you look at it this way, like you are wrong here, so maybe that's a miscommunication, whatever. When she snapped, I mean, seriously, I could have just left it at, okay, she's mad, and not, I wouldn't have continued. I would have just been like, okay, the friendship's over. That's it. And it would have been okay for me and hopefully for her. I mean, that happens. That's life.
Yeah.
But then when I literally saw a very personal video for a very serious situation, which does have to do with unaliving, that is not a lie. I wouldn't lie about that. And for her to put out all these personal, private conversations and everything, I mean, what did she think, that I'm not going to respond and be like, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
You know? And that's why her marriage got brought up, because it's like, dude, everything that I confided in her with or cried to her about, vented to her about, all of a sudden it's this, she takes it, puts it out there, but then she also twists it to make, like, and I'm seeing in all these chats, like, oh guys, please pray for Michael. Keep him safe from Robbie. And I'm like, okay, first of all, please pray for Michael, because there is serious stuff going on, whether it's his health or everything else that you guys have put out there. I love Michael. He's my best friend. But for you guys to be like, oh yeah, Robbie's going to live in a tent and all this shit. No, bitch. I ain't living in no fucking tent. I got equity that I've paid into our home, and Michael would never do that. First of all, he couldn't, even if he wanted to, but you guys got your shit all twisted up, and you just put out all this shit, and that's why you provoked me.
Right.
So
she provoked me too. So
yeah, and then so to say, you know, to call the police and say, oh my God, he's sharing personal information, but you didn't tell them what you've done to everybody first to get them to that point of being, you've put anxiety into people, you've hurt people. And so what did you expect? People just to shut up and be like, oh yeah, what she's saying is true? No, it's not true.
Well, yeah, she does expect you to shut up. You know, like that's and her calling the cops on you, Robbie, that was her way to try to silence you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what she's done for years. I mean, you know, I mean, like she's always thought she can run all over me. And in the past, you know what? I'll give it to her. She kind of has. Because in the past, I have kind of backed off because I've thought, you know what? This bitch just goes too far. I don't want to fucking deal with it, you know? But I'm over it. I'm over it completely.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to say too of what she said on retros, when she got, like, I must have got under her skin because she was screaming at that point, talking about me. And she goes, you know what, Robbie, maybe if you didn't spend all your money on drugs, first of all, I do not do drugs. And I've never spent money. Listen to me very closely when I say this, Amy. I've never had to spend money on drugs because I'm hot when I did them. Okay. If you're hot, people give them to you. Like, come on, let's do this. So, bitch, good looks will get you everywhere, even in the bad places in the world.
Yeah.
And when you're walking, your teeth are going to fall out of your head. Nope, my teeth are good. I have all my original teeth, no braces, no nothing like that. And when I go on a roller coaster, they don't fall out of my mouth, Amy.
what?
So her partial fell out, like started falling out when we're on the roller coaster. And there's nothing wrong with that, but don't talk about people's looks either. Like, all the things they were saying tonight, especially what was it Milan said, Amy, when they go after looks, that means they have no argument. That's what you do.
Right.
Actually, I actually have a lot more respect for Milan after I heard the advice that she was giving to Amy. I didn't know her like that, but it's unfortunate that Amy doesn't listen to what Milan is saying and take that advice, because she is a
what?
very wise woman.
Thank you, Raven.
I'll say this. I mean, like, as far as Milan goes, I just don't feel she may feel she knows Amy well, but she only knows one side of her. She doesn't know like the other side of her. And Milan has never come to me to get my side of anything. She's just taken Amy's word for exactly what it is. And
We've all been there.
yeah, I mean, and that sucks, because I mean, Amy's not honest and she doesn't tell everything. I mean, I've seen Milan in chat say, "Oh yeah, the fake screenshots that Robbie's put." No, nothing's fake. Nothing. Like,
No, and Amber, speaking of that, Nikki came up with something brilliant, and I mean, it would fix all of this. If Amy just goes to, I don't care, my legal name's on there, I don't mind, go into the messenger chats that we've shown screenshots of, share the screen, and go to the date and the time that we've shown and see if you have the same thing.
yeah.
Or at least show your friends privately. Show them.
Yeah.
Because it's the same.
And even if she deletes it, it's going to say.
Yes, but she can't, because when you're blocked, you can't delete.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
And also, Amy, when I was an addict, my drug of choice was amphetamines. And if you don't snort those, dumbass. Not like you should know, and that's good you don't, but one day you might have to know. And what if one of your grandkids or your kids or even you, everyone, I always said, oh my God, I can't stand people who do drugs or any of that. And then my life took a turn. So you don't fucking do that. If you ended up snorting that drug, your nose would burn like crazy. Okay. And even let's say I was doing it. Fuck you for even doing that to people. And especially when you're like there and oh my God, you're so strong, you're so good. And then all of a sudden it's a bad thing. Do you know how many people overdose on that shit or get fentanyl daily?
Mhm.
You think that's a joke, Amy? You think that's something to go, are you going to go tell their parents or family members or loved ones that it's their fault, they're stupid and they're a piece of shit for doing that to themselves?
Look how she treats rape victims. How do you think she treats her daughter? How do you treat your daughter, Amy? Huh? Do you have any sympathy for what she went through? What if one of your daughters were raped or your granddaughters, huh, Amy? How would you feel about that? How would you feel if we did a fucking live stream and talked and said the things about them that you said about me?
Right.
How would you feel about that, Amy?
And I'm sure she didn't tell the police, look, this woman, Nikki, is mad at me because I literally went on a public platform and tried to expose something that she shared privately about being raped, and all of a sudden changed my stance on it and started to call you a liar and taunt you and harass you about something very personal and horrible that happened to you. I'm sure she didn't tell police officers that.
Yeah.
No. And you know what? Like, Amy, for you to keep on and on and on with this bullshit of, Amber only inserted herself because she hates Tiffany. Like, bitch, no. You know what? Like, that is one of the biggest parts of this, is that I didn't fucking agree with what she was doing as far as all of that. And I told her that fucking up front. But I hate how Amy just like completely ignores how things actually go down. Like, no, Amy, you started spouting off about me fucking first. That was you. You did. Okay? I didn't go along with you with all of this, with what you were doing about Nikki's past trauma and stuff. And that's where it started. And you just sent me, and if it was, if it's all about Tiffany, well, then why the fuck am I only really talking about you here of late?
Why isn't she? What didn't Tiffany insert herself?
Right.
Because I
And
went
Amber,
to Amber. Amber didn't insert herself. I went to Amber as a friend.
but it doesn't matter if Amber decided to chime in anyways, because she is a part of this. She is a part of this friend circle. She's seen
Right.
everything. She's been attacked by this woman. I mean, she knows Amy.
And I'm just
Okay?
using Tiffany as an
Retro doesn't
example,
know anything
not
about
saying
it.
that she inserted herself.
What is she doing streaming about it? She wants to talk about people using content. This has nothing to do with you. Just like your commentary on all these reality shows that have nothing to do with you. You're doing the same thing with Nikki. Just go back to your reality shows and people won't correct you because you're offending people and you're attacking them and lying about them, Retro. And you're not even looking into it. Because if you did, you would not be talking the way you are.
Exactly. She'll know one day. Trust me, she'll know. Because Amy will turn on her somehow.
I mean, Amy already has, really. She's shared private conversations with us or talked about it with us on the phone calls. So, I mean, it's already there. It's just, and I'm not wishing it upon Retro, but I mean, it is inevitable. If you look at history, it does repeat itself. Unfortunately, I do like to be forgiving and I will forgive Amy. I mean, but I'll never, I'm getting smarter not to allow people back into the position they were in before in my life, because that's just dumb, especially with people like her. I mean, shit. I mean, you sit there and you vent to somebody or terrible things happen, and the first person you think to call is your closest friends and vent and tell them what happened and be like, oh my God, I never would ever think to be like, please don't tell anybody. I didn't even feel like I had to say that because the trust. But you cannot trust her. You cannot cry to her. You cannot vent. You can't say anything because every single thing she will use as a weapon against you. And then if you respond to that in the same sense that she did to show her, this is what you're doing to me, then she calls the police or she goes real life on people. And that is not okay.
Right. Exactly.
There is no reason to call the police over someone's opinion or response to your real life actions. Oh, I know you do, Don. And if Retro and anybody else hasn't seen this already from the multiple people who have
that
posted
bitch doesn't even know
it,
what fucking city she lives in. I'm sorry, but that pissed me off when she said, my Toronto. What are you talking? No, I'm okay. Never mind. Go on.
You're Toronto, like she owns Toronto.
She
Isn't that
doesn't
like the
even
size
live
of
in
New York
Toronto.
City?
She lives in a town outside of Toronto. I don't know what she's telling people she's in Toronto for. Bitch, you are not from the same place I'm from. We are not from the same place.
Before I started this live stream, I was listening to the part where they were talking about me, and Retro says, you know, Robbie, I'd rather have my crooked teeth than a black evil heart like yours. Well, I'm sorry to break the news to you, Retro, but you have both. You have crooked teeth and an evil heart.
Excuse me,
I have
but
straight
wait.
teeth and a beautiful heart.
What about Brandon's
cool?
fucking black heart? Has she looked into that? Because maybe, Retro, instead of inserting yourself into shit that doesn't concern you, go ahead and insert yourself in some shit that does concern your dumbass. Maybe go and get some fucking help. Or get him some help.
Yeah, wasn't that she was talking about like tarot with Trisha? She's like, she needs to back off of Brandon. She's talking to him privately. I was like, what? I didn't know that.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. Didn't you hear how he fucking freaked out on her during her live stream?
No.
Yes,
I
I have
did.
it. He's got that motherfucker's got problems, and she is not in a good situation herself. Neither is Amy, and those two need to stop this bullshit on YouTube and go and fix what the fuck is going on in their lives.
Yeah, or
well,
just, like,
I'm certainly
stop
sick of
talking about ours, because we wouldn't have any motivation to even, like, we would move. I could easily move on, and that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm like, okay,
So
dude,
could I.
I would not lie about my husband. I'm not fucking lying about any of that shit. So stop saying it. You're sitting there talking about defamation and shit, and you're literally fucking with an open case right now. and spreading slander and bullshit.
Tell Retro to call the cops on me then. Go ahead. What I just said, Retro, go ahead and call the police on me. Amy, suit up. Fucking go ahead and start your defamation bullshit.
I was seriously thinking just the other day, and I mean, y'all, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. This is the honest to God truth. I don't even think I could count all the times in the past 6 years I've seen Amy say she's calling the police and actually done it. Like, I'm telling you, she's,
179.
yeah, I mean, she's got to have them on fucking speed dial. Like,
She must.
there's no, I mean, it's just, it's fucking bizarre. Like, I totally get that sometimes you do need police to kind of, intervene. And if it's a serious matter on here, I get that. But I'm talking, she will call it the minute anybody pipes up and fights back with her.
And now that she's on living on a goddamn mountain, she's got a whole new police force.
Right. And okay, here's like, well, first off, there's many big examples, but like, this is just a very obvious example of how people should see, okay, wow, she really embellishes and twists things. The fact that she was trying to say that you were trying to dox Granny Fanny last night and Bill was going to cover it, and like, all anybody has to do is watch the live back and see for their fucking selves. In fact, I even said in the chat, no, let's not put a link in the chat because that could be a dox.
Yep,
Bill never said yet. Bill never
Nikki
said
said don't do it too.
Tell Amy to fucking bring him up here. And we'll show him where we doxed him.
No, you didn't. Amber said that, and then you specifically said,
No,
please
I know
don't do that.
I know that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is we'll show him like my live where it actually didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right.
And Bill said, happen. No, I just wanted to see, like, send me the article privately or whatever. And it was done. That was it.
Exactly. And like, I laughed with Robbie about this earlier because this was unfucking believable to me. The fact that she said tonight that I went real life on Shanann Watt's family and Robbie exposed it. Now, let me tell y'all the real fucking story.
Yes.
Nobody went real fucking life. This is what happened. Robbie, this was like 2 or 3 years ago. You got angry and wanted Kelly the Advocate.
Right.
Yeah, it was right. It was towards Kelly the Advocate, and you kind of were like lashing out on me and some people that were in the stream. And so Robbie played a voice clip of mine where I was literally mocking Kelly, talking about them.
Yeah.
That's all it was. I was mocking her because you know how Kelly used to be. I think I was like, Frankie, or something like the way she talked. So, guys, that's me, quote unquote, going real life on them. Like
mocking Kelly.
Right.
Because what the whole point of me playing that, now I remember.
Violence videos or what she's claiming her to do. That's fine.
Yes, exactly. But like, the whole point of me playing that was like, I was like, Amber doesn't even like, she was mocking her, and that's why I played it, right?
Yes, that's it. Yep. That's all it fucking was.
And it wasn't about Shanann, because everybody knows my stance on what I think about her, and I talk about that privately with people, but so does Amy, and she does not like the root checks or whatever their names are. So I don't know why all of a sudden I do know why. She changes her stance on everything when she's mad.
Yeah, well, and she's just reaching to have it make anything stick or anything to make us look bad. So, no, people, use your fucking brains.
Like, dude, calm down, dude. And yes, Anarchy, I had that highlighted because my husband, Michael, he likes being a very positive, laid back, fun person. If you see his TikTok, he's just a good human. Have him and I did our relationship, like, things were rocky, sure, and we're good friends, whatever, shit happens. He doesn't fucking care to watch this kind of shit, but he does get excited, like when I do creative stuff, like the movie he's excited about. He doesn't care about the rest of it, but he will see If he sees I'm live and it's dramatic, he won't tune in. He will see
Robbie.
my posts. He'll see all that. So if he would have seen a post of me saying, please pray for Michael, just send your good, he has pneumonia. First of all, he'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? And then Amy had the nerve to say, I'm surprised he didn't ask for money. Robbie, stop asking people to pay for shit. Well, first of all, I didn't ask for money with that. But if I want to ask for money, I fucking will.
Yeah.
The fuck are you going to do about it? Like,
Right.
who gives a fuck? Shut up. You don't have a job. So don't fucking tell me about asking for money when you don't even pay your own shit.
Oh, she loves to point that finger and act like her life is better than everybody's. I mean, just like what you were talking about with her, saying things about meth and stuff. I mean, she's literally gone from, praising me for overcoming being addicted to calling me a junkie left and right, So
Yep. And I did that to you too when I was mad, but I had no room to do that. But see,
that's
I'm an
okay.
asshole when I'm mad. Okay. And that's why if I am provoked, and Amy even knows this, I mean, everybody does. Why the fuck would you go post private things and try to hurt me like that? Because I'm just going to respond.
Amy thrives off of being a victim. She wants to be
Mm-hmm.
so fucking bad. It's grotesque to
Yeah.
see how far she will go to be the victim.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like, honestly, it's kind of surreal to me to see anybody give her that sort of validation as if she is a victim, because I know people aren't stupid. And some of the same people doing that are the very ones that wanted nothing to fucking do with her because of, things that she's done to people on here and whatnot. Like, she's not a victim whatsoever.
No.
Well, and none of us really are. I mean, we are in certain senses, but there was no need for her, just because I pointed out a flaw in her story and a fact, that was not true that she was saying. It did not require her, sure, if you don't want to talk to me anymore, I understand. It's okay. We don't have to hate each other or anything like that. But for her to do what she did, to my family, I mean, she went hard.
Yeah.
I mean, so what do you expect me just to be like, oh, it's okay. I mean, I could and I should. But when you lie about things that are so personal that were shared with you and stuff like that, yeah, I mean, you do it publicly. So of course I'm going to correct it publicly. And then what do you do when you're corrected publicly? You call the police because you're being proven wrong. That's why.
Look what she did to me, because her feelings were dismissed.
On the day that your friend died. And then she had the nerve tonight to say, okay, I don't need this. Her stepfather or something has cancer. It's like, dude, okay, I understand that, but you didn't care about the day that you started attacking Nikki. Was the day her good friend died.
I actually don't give a fuck.
Well, she doesn't ever, I don't think I've ever seen her consider what anybody else is going through.
She doesn't.
Ever. So, yeah. And, I mean, I really wish, see, back when she did that on your panel, I don't know if I think I missed the first part of your live and whatnot. I didn't realize that you had a friend that passed away that day. I would have told her, I mean, now it's kind of unbelievable.
She knew. She knew.
Yeah.
I told her before I even did the live, and I talked about it. Actually, when I told her, we were on a phone call. Were we? I don't know if we were. We maybe I can't remember, but I did tell her, and she didn't say any condolences, nothing. And then I talked about it on the beginning of my live, and she didn't say shit.
Mm-hmm.
But she was upset because her feelings were dismissed.
What was Bill? He's running for re-election as he's gonna live. Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, I really don't. Amy never talked about family or even having friends or anything to us, even around the holidays or anything. So I don't know anything about that. and I don't care to.
I don't give a fuck about what
I
happens
mean,
to her family members, to be honest. Any fucking one of them, I don't give a fuck.
well, I mean, literally, I mean, my husband could not breathe. He went to the urgent care. They sent him to the emergency room of the hospital because he was low on oxygen, and they didn't even give him oxygen while he was traveling there. And so for Amy to be like, my husband has health issues and all this, like Nikki said before, she knows my husband's health issues and stuff. Like, why would you want to try?
He has
Like,
worse health issues. He has some of the same ones, but he has additional ones.
yeah.
Like
And with
open heart surgery.
Yeah, and a stroke and all that. So with everything that's going on
Seizures.
between his health and everything else they like to expose, ultimately you're going to make it harder on my household and my family with the shit that you're doing to me because you're doing it to us. But then you're like, oh, pray for Michael. No, you could
Brittany.
pray for him, but stop attacking my family. I mean, that would help. Hey, Brittany, all that would help is if you just go your way. And I will gladly go mine. I have no problem with that. I will forgive and just walk away. But you cannot keep making your posts and posting personal stuff and expect people not to get hurt by that.
Right. Well, see, and that, I mean, I remember when this all started, her saying stuff like, and you're okay, Amber, with Robbie talking about my husband? Well, Amy, you posted about his husband first.
I don't care about, honestly, I'm going to say this. Okay. I don't know why she keeps saying, my husband this, my husband that. I don't give a fuck about abusive men. Okay. If a man is going to put his fucking hands on a woman, fuck him. How about that? Okay. Don't care.
Oh, I agree with that.
No sympathy from me. You put your fucking hands on a woman, fuck you.
Yeah, but also, hey, Bill, also just the whole, especially with Amanda and Hooker, I mean, they'll jump on anything if it's going to be hateful towards me or you.
Mm-hmm.
But to even not like, and my husband doesn't even know about it. I don't tell them anything. Even like the troll channels where they post all their information, I'm not going to tell them that because it's just going to, first of all, if my husband gets stressed, I don't want to do that because that can cause a seizure. And I'm not going to do that because he still has his license and everything. They were like, oh no, you're fine to drive. So I have that anxiety every day. And then also along with that, they are literally just like with your essay situation, Nikki, they are sitting there saying, he's lying. We posted a video that Robbie sent to Amy privately about an hour and a half or 2 hours after Michael had, I'm not even the unaliving thing. And I've had a friend kill herself with a gun before, and this was literally like a shotgun, and it was terrifying because I was just waiting in the other room, and it was terrifying. Okay.
Oh,
So for
God.
you to sit there and be like, that's not true. Robbie was on drugs. That's why the police were called. You know nothing about that.
She
Especially
fucking
Hooker
knows
and Amanda.
nothing. What the fuck?
Yeah,
She
so
wasn't
it's
there.
gross because that has to do. I never
Wow.
ever brought that situation on here because I love Michael and his brother. I never bring their personal shit. These people brought it out and literally basically forced me to correct them because it's bullshit. And that's what they do. They bait you to talk about it and be like, oh, you brought it here. No, you did. And I'm still not giving you the full details
Well,
because it's not your fucking business.
If
No.
Amy wants something, if Amy wants a few fucking stories about her family to be put out here so she can say that's not true, I can provide those stories.
But then she's going to say that's harassment.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not talking about her husband either. I'll give her some shit that she can deny.
And here's the thing. Why does she have to sit there and lie for sympathy? You
exactly,
know?
Bill. But okay, if you have a brain, pink. Hold on, is that the real pink?
I wish people would use their brains.
Think about this, okay? They're saying Robbie's lying. The police were called on him because he was on drugs. Okay, if that was the true reason police showed up at my house.
You'd be
I would
in
be
jail.
arrested for drugs if I was on drugs, you dumbasses.
Actually,
Text me, Pink, so I know that's
or
you.
at least admitted, you know.
Yeah,
They would
actually,
admit you or
that
something.
didn't happen. Don't
actually,
have
a
that.
lawyer told me this. I actually went to speak to a lawyer one time, and the lawyer told me, "You could be high as fuck. You could be high as a kite. That's not illegal. What's illegal is possession."
Right. That's why I said, like,
That's not
at the
the point.
least, they would. Well, but here's the thing: if they showed up, and let's say Robbie was just strung out of his mind, and he didn't have anything on him,
I
they
think
could
would
commit him.
notice.
You know, they could like send him to the hospital for 72 hours or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
you know,
if he was crazy or something, they could. But
the whole point though is like that was obviously something personal. That was a personal video that you trusted her with, that she right away gave away. You know,
And Tiffany with, by the way.
right?
So one of them. It was one of them.
I mean, you could tell she was itching to get that to bring that out. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and
just
of
like
course
last
they give
year.
it to Manda and Hooker. They know they're gonna. I bet Manda and Hooker got so moist when they saw that.
Oh, dear
Like that's
God.
and it's disgusting in every single way, literally. So moist. Anything that has to do with me, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna get one. That's why I keep telling Hooker, dude, you've literally said expect a knock on your door, which is very easy to get a restraining order just by saying that, because we know that with AJ. You've said your brother's gonna beat my ass, you've called me the F word. That's all I would need to get a restraining order on you, and I still haven't done it. I can.
Well,
so if
all you
somebody
gotta
comes
do-
and knocks
all-
on
all
my
you gotta
door with a
do-
restraining order from her because she's like, ooh, I'm filing, do it. Because that
All you
shit will
gotta-
come right back on you in court.
all you got to do is lie to the judge and say you're so scared of the person, and bam, stamped.
Yeah, but you have to prove it when the actual court date comes. Is
Right,
the issue.
apparently, but
And
that's
I
what
can
I
prove
thought, Robbie.
that with all these bitches.
That's what I thought until Jamie went through that with
An idiot.
with that skank granny.
Right. Yeah. And see, here's where, like, if you show weapons and stuff like that, unfortunately, was that part of it?
No, you never showed a weapon.
Okay. Yeah,
Not to
because
her anyway.
basically, I mean, if somebody physically threatens you, that is usually grounds. Like, okay. Or if they're saying they're coming to your home. I mean, Hooker and Manda have literally doxed my address with my brother-in-law, all this shit, said they're, my brother's going to wring your neck and sweep the floor with you. And Manda's like, I hope so. And saying I'm getting a knock and all that shit. Like, come on, dude. Fucking grow up. I get it. You don't like me. I don't like you either. Fucking move on. It's very easy. And Hooker told Scotty that she had a pew pew and was going to go end Lycan for good one day. Wow, you should send that to me, Scotty. Is that in text?
Ooh,
Well,
really, Scotty?
I'll tell you what, it baffles me how they
That's true,
are
Scotty.
like all willing to be buddies with Amy now, but you've like tried to make peace with them or a truce or something.
Yep.
And they never have taken you up on that. You know? Like I don't get that.
I mean, they're getting entertainment out of her.
Pink
God,
says,
well,
oh, sorry, Amber.
no, you go ahead. I'm just talking out my, just running my mouth.
Pink says Manda and Hooker went after me on their live the week my mother passed away because I stopped being friends with BBT Boston. That hurt.
What?
I was once their friend. Yeah, I was once kind of barely their friend, and it much like Amy, it was always they were just texting about drama. It was never like, hey, how's your day? What's going on? Like none of that. Just no jokes, no sharing music, no sharing fun stuff, just always angry and pissed off about what they could go live about next.
I never liked Hooker.
Well,
She's a very difficult person to like.
Well, I'll tell you what, I cared a lot about her, last year. And like it fucking, and I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, I blocked Amy because Hooker made such a big thing of it. You know, she wasn't the only one, but, you know, I felt like, okay, you know, because Hooker was defending me and whatnot. But I'll tell you what though, once Granny turned her back on me, Hooker found a reason to, and that was it. Like, I even tried talking with Hooker. She ignored the last message I sent her, and that was that. So that like blew my mind, honestly.
Dude,
But
okay.
you know,
Amber, same with me, because they are literally sitting there saying, her and Mander just on their last live stream, they said, nope, we fell out because Robbie didn't like the chats we were going into and he got mad at us. That is incorrect.
that's not
What
true, because I remember it.
Yep, exactly. And what had happened was, and I even showed it. Hooker was on my panel. We were talking about Miss Portland. And I said, hey, Lycan's backstage. He's going to come up if that's okay, just to talk, whatever, peacefully. Nope, I'm out of here. I'm gone. She left. He came up. We spoke. They removed my wrench. Then they started saying my legal name on their live streams. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then they started going to my haters' channels while I was being dragged. And I was like, dude, I messaged them, just like you said, Amber, very nice. Like, okay, wait, what's going on? I wasn't trying to fight with you. No response. So
Right.
guess what response they got? A live stream response. And that is what they did. And when they accused me, because when they originally accused me, I did not pull up that picture of her friend. What I proved was anybody could go to their Facebook. So I live streamed. I pulled up their public Facebooks and said, look, anybody could have done that. And then after they kept going and doxed the fuck out of me, that's when I posted the picture and said, okay, it's on. And I posted a picture of her friend, all sorts of shit. I played ball. But they are the ones that did that.
Right.
Hooker did the same crap to Scotty and then blindsided her out of nowhere. Exactly, Scotty.
Wow.
And, I mean, literally it was. And then so finally, like I took their wrench when I saw all of this until I got a response. I was like, well, okay, I'm just going to take their wrench until they tell me something. And they kept going and going and going. So I was like, fuck. And I was listening to their live stream. And when I took their wrench, you know what they had the nerve to say? Fuck that shit. He can't even reach out to us and talk to us. And he took our wrench. Well, guess what? We took his wrench over a week ago. I'm like, well, duh. I knew that. And they even blocked me. I'm like, you fucking childish, evil. Hooker is just, she stays mad. I've never heard a happy tone in her voice ever.
When I had a problem with you, I didn't block you. I just took your
came
rent.
up on my panel and told me to go fuck myself.
Yeah.
And I respect that, motherfucker. And like Hooker won't take a link. I took a link on their panel and they talked over me and booted me.
I remember last year, when she was coming into your streams, you guys were fine. And then I remember you tried to get her just to like calmly, or just to talk to Jamie. That was the whole thing. Just talk to him. Just see if you can, come to some kind of like agreement where you're not going at each other. And they just
pull it up
completely.
I could even pull it up right now. Hold on.
Yeah, I remember it. I totally remember it. And then it seemed like all of a sudden you guys were fighting.
Hold on, guys. I'm muting. I'm just going to show everyone that part. So hold on.
All right. I actually took Siren's side on the Hooker saga way back. She used to say that he used to have relations with animals, which was disgusting. If anyone has to goes to that level, I have no use for you.
She said that?
Yeah. Hooker, yeah.
She's a fucking pig.
If you have to go to that level where you have to say that, things like that, where your mind goes there, I have no use for you. That's the best you could say.
Well, everybody knows how much I care about my animals and literally will do anything for them. I will die for them. I will protect them. And so when they talk about like, yeah, he murdered his pets, or they laugh about them dying, I'm like, are you surprised when I talk about your loved ones when they pass?
That's disgusting.
I'm still looking, sorry. I just wanted to chime in.
And that isn't true, because I saw the video where when your hamster died, you were actually in tears. So for her,
yeah, and I had to put her to sleep. I literally was driving to the vet. She didn't die.
No, I remember that.
That's the video I'm talking about. That's the video where you had to take your hamster to the vet. I watched that and I said, "Oh dear." I had to turn it off because I was so sad. Robbie wasn't laughing.
No, and the only reason I streamed that was because Sandra was a huge part of my channel at the time, and I would make cartoons of her and stuff, so I just wanted one last like goodbye with her so I could have that for myself too.
Yeah, I understand.
And it's on private,
and everybody
I don't
else.
watch it, but I just liked it. Like I save all my videos and pictures of all my pets, and I have their ashes and shit. Like, these people, like, they go for your feelings, and when you get to your boiling point of hurting theirs, they call the police. They go real life on you. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Right.
And I even said in my live today, this is what are the police going to do? Nothing. I haven't broken any laws.
Well, I couldn't believe that when I saw Amy make the comment that, how did she put it? That she's in contact with Nikki's detective and, saving all the evidence.
She needs to be in contact with the detective that she had to fucking call for Chad. That's who she needs to fucking contact if she feels the need, if she ever gets to feeling like she needs to contact the police, that's who she should call them on.
But it's like I even pulled up my state law, Nikki. I even pulled up my state laws. Okay, did I violate any laws on everyone? I never threatened her physical harm. I never threatened to physically destroy her property.
Did she say she called on you, Bill?
Yeah.
Really? So she called on you as well? Jesus.
Of course, she called on everyone, Amber.
I know. And that's just it. It's not against the law to respond to somebody on fucking YouTube.
Or have an opinion.
I don't know what it is. Like, if she thinks that she's just untouchable and people aren't allowed to respond to her, like, no. And like, oh man, it's fucking pissing me off so bad. She's the one that goes on and on about situations. So you end up elaborating on them and proving her wrong. And she still won't shut the fuck up. It's
there are times I could see, Amber, where you didn't agree with my opinion. But did you call the police on me for it?
No, I've never called the police. Well, the only time I have ever called police for YouTube was on Bam, because she was dragging my daughter. So that was a whole different thing. Of course, they couldn't do anything because she was all the way in the UK. But yeah. Oh, she said I was next. Are you serious? She actually threatened me with that today.
Yeah,
wow.
She said you were next. And I was like, oh dear. Amber, you
next
got
for what? Like, and see, like right now, no, Amy, like nobody's breaking the law because they're responding to you. I hate to break that to you.
I'm just telling the truth on her.
So, can I play this real quick?
Oh, no problem.
Okay. So let's just hear how Hooker telling me she loves me, and when Lycan was backstage, let's hear how her anger for me truly started. It's all of that.
And they're now aware of Mrs. Portland. So thank you for letting me come up, and we'll talk more about this later.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
I remember this.
Sorry, I have to rewind.
I don't really have a desire to talk to Lycan, so I can
Lycan wanted to have a
down,
reasonable conversation with her.
I really don't. Yeah, I've never heard him say anything that I had any interest in. Control issues.
Let's see, would
I'm
that
sorry,
be
I'm
under?
laughing.
Yeah, she has
Genetic
those. It's a genetic disease.
Yeah, it's a genetic disorder. She had what is called Holexum testing to find this out.
Mm-hmm.
She had genetic testing. Her son has the same issue. See, this is what happens when you bother to take the time to get to
I'll
know
speed it up
people
a
and get
little.
educated on them.
Right. Well, and Hooker also, I mean, I know from experience with Mrs. Portland, but I also know from experience with you. Because I always saw you as somebody, and it was Dorothy's chat that I was like, why is this woman being so like talking shit? I don't even know her. But when we
Well,
actually
she's doing it
spoke
again.
to each other, I mean, that's what adults do. And
Yeah.
so I think when people don't like somebody or two people, and then they see that they're getting along or making peace, I don't think that they truly think there's a hidden agenda. I think that these people really are incapable of peace themselves. So there's some sort of envy for that peaceful feeling, you know, because maybe they're scared of communicating. I'm not sure.
And here's my other issue. When Mrs. Portland and I have had issues in the past, and we have, in case y'all missed it, she did a whole video following suit with whatever Natasha said, that I was just stirring up trouble.
Listen
And
how
guess what
sweet
I
she
did?
was to me. Is that
I
weird?
unsubscribed and didn't watch her.
Mm-hmm.
It was an amazing concept.
Right.
Didn't even block her. Just didn't watch.
Lycan just popped up backstage. Is it okay if he comes on? I'm still trying to scroll to see if I could find the outbursts, but
Well, and here's what I'll admit. I don't really have a desire to talk to Lycan, so I can jump down. I really don't. Yeah, I've never heard him say anything that I had any interest in hearing. But
okay, so I'm going to pause there real quick because they're like, even Lycan said this didn't start because of him. Yes, it did. This is where it started. And before she hops off, you'll hear, love you. We were great. She was so kind to me. After, like you just heard me say, I didn't know who you were. I just saw you in Dorothy's chat and you said horrible things about me, but we got to know each other and we were good. And I was great and she was great. But all of a sudden, I became the devil after this live stream.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hear how it ends.
I think people should do a little research themselves into Whiteman Steiner syndrome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, pause that.
And sorry.
Pause that.
Oh, I was just going to say one more thing, and then sorry, Bill, before I forget. Keep in mind that after Hooker dragged the fuck out of me and doxed me and stuff, then she became good friends with Lycan and Amy when I fell out with them. That's what Amy and Hooker do. Like when they see, it doesn't matter how much they hate you or what you've done to them, they will be your best friend if you are attacking someone they hate. Period.
I was going to say, I thought I remembered this is after this, she actually ended up being okay with Jamie. Because I remember it's how I kind of started being a little bit friendly with her, you know?
Yeah,
Yep,
but
because I was fighting with you too at the time.
But in
Right.
my opinion, that was all fake. And when she mentioned that syndrome, I actually asked my doctor. I actually didn't ask one of my doctors. I asked two of them what that was, and they couldn't even tell me. They never heard of it.
Well, this live stream I was actually showing because Miss Portland at the time, she said,
Oh,
"Can you
yeah.
please show, these are my medical records from my doctor, and please show them." And so I said, are you sure? And I was supporting her, and Hooker was supporting her. And so at the beginning of this live, I showed all of her medical diagnoses, mentally or physically.
Yeah.
And that was one of them that was in there.
Yeah.
So
And
Danny,
I asked,
that's what we were going over. And
yeah. And
now
I
I
asked,
forget what they are, but
yeah. And I asked my doctor, two doctors, two medical professionals, where I go to the doctor, what that was and what it entailed. And they had no clue. So if I want a medical opinion on something, I'm going to ask a doctor or a nurse or something. What is this? Can you explain it to me?
yeah,
I'm not going to ask someone on YouTube like Hooker here who doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Yeah. And like at the time, I mean, even I was saying, like, I'm not a doctor. I don't really know what these are. So I was trying to explain them as I Googled them as I was reading them and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But the live stream was basically just to show people, like, please just be patient with Miss Portland, just understand her conditions and stuff. Is
Oh,
Miss
yeah,
Portland
and-
crazy as fuck? Oh fuck. Yeah, the fuck she is. But
Yeah,
at the same
yeah,
time, you know,
and-
I had a little more patience with her than I would
Yeah.
with like Hooker or Amy.
But the
Right.
one doctor did say that she's gonna look it up. She'd never heard of it, so it got her interested.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
yeah.
she never got back to me. But
okay. We're gonna play to where, because she's about to leave, and then Lycan's gonna come up, and let's see what she has to say when she goes.
I've actually been in touch with the society for her. There's a whole society.
I'm gonna post the link to it's the WSS Foundation, and it's their website. It just
Yep.
kind of explains all of that.
And they're now aware of Mrs. Portland. So thank you for letting me come up, and we'll talk more about this later.
Yeah, definitely. Did you want to add anything else? Because I don't want to like boot you. I just wanted to give you a heads up because I didn't want there to be like an explosion, because I don't think you guys have ever spoke. So I didn't want to be rude.
No.
I
I'm
didn't
good.
want to be rude. Does that sound familiar? I didn't want to be rude to Amy either.
Was it. I think, like I said, I just wanted people to understand when they say she comes back at people.
Mhm.
This is a genetic disorder that she can't control. She would like to, but she has no control over it.
Oh, okay, Lufa. Lufa made a video on this too. Yeah, Hooker, she really wouldn't. And she said that, I'm sure, to you
Look at all
multiple
these
times, privately,
snakes.
Lycan, multiple times, and just publicly, that she really does not like to fight with people. And she says that with the most genuine, adorable, cute
Yeah.
little, you know, and it's genuine. I know that.
Yeah,
don't
it
make it
is
a lot,
genuine.
but
She doesn't want to fight with people. She really does just want to be left alone.
mhm.
And that is the best way to deal with her. If you don't like her, just leave her alone.
Right.
So I'll say I love you, Lufa, while I'm up here, and I'll jump down. Thank you, Robbie. I appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for coming up, and thank you for the information. And guys, I put the link in the chat for that website.
well, Hooker likes crazy,
Okay.
so
Hold on, let me make sure
Unfortunately,
this is
but-
like. Yeah, and let's see how respectful Lycan was, because he was.
Hey,
Okay, sorry about that. I didn't want to be rude because I
no,
didn't
that's fine.
know
I
what
get it.
reaction to these.
Actually, I have spoken to Hooker before. One other time, I was on Mandy C's panel back in like March or April, was it? I think it was April. And she just came up to kind of accost me because I guess of certain comments I made.
Like
as
she did to
jokes.
Nikki?
She got super offended because she said,
Yeah.
I'm a lesbian and I'm married to a black woman and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I don't care. You know, I didn't know who she was at the time. But then, you know, in retrospect, I was like, oh, so that was who that was. Okay, that's you dirty hooker. And then she just called herself Hooker. I really wasn't going to come up to talk about her or even talk to her necessarily. I was just going to make it more easily for me to actually say something because
So-
chat is, you know.
I think you get the gist. And Hooker, you can go to the stream. She did say she loved me on there. Maybe it was in the beginning. She did, because we used to say that to each other. I mean, if I love you, I love you. It doesn't matter what level it is. But clearly you see, like, I was uncomfortable, but I didn't want to be rude. So I was like, okay, we'll give you a chance to either, what do you want to do? She could have said, no, just don't let him up. And I would have let her stay. But this is where her problem with me started. Period. That's where it started. I had no idea. She wouldn't talk to me. She wouldn't respond, but she definitely would drag me and dox me with
that's
Mander.
petty. That's really petty.
Yes. And what happens when you do that shit to me? Oh, hell to the fuck no. Oh, hell to the fuck no.
Well, you know, and I think so many times, like on YouTube, what happens is something starts over a particular disagreement, and then it snowballs and turns into a fight that lasts however long, and so much happens that people actually forget who started it and how it started. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like,
Amber.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even care. Like, if I was the one that started something, I'd be like, yes, I started it.
Right.
And I would just say it. It's like people are so proud, or so they're they don't want to be the one in the wrong. It's like, it's okay to be the one that got really angry first. It happens. But the fact that they stress that point and like, no, Robbie's evil, and he, like, do you think by my demeanor there, do you think just out of nowhere I'd be like, you know what? I'm bored. You know what? Fuck you, hooker. And just start fucking doxing and calling her names and shit? No. She gave me plenty of reasons to do that. And she still does.
Yeah.
And it's this angry, controlling side of her that I was done. And then Mander more just followed. Like, her and I didn't even argue. It was just like, nope, she's going with Hooker. And I'm like, I didn't even do anything to Hooker, but fuck you both.
Right.
So
I didn't even know who the fuck she was at first until she runs over there, licks some pussy.
Bill, you know, I don't know what stream I was listening to of yours, but out of nowhere, you're like, you know, guys, you know, you little cunt. It just came out of nowhere. Okay, bitch.
You got to play the first few minutes of my live tonight. I did a parody of Amy 911.
Wait, say that again?
I did a parody of Amy calling 911.
Oh, okay. Hold on. What's it called? Sorry, Amber, go ahead. I'll look it up.
It was a couple hours ago.
Okay.
Oh, let me see here.
Oh, 3 hours. Oh no, she called
Yeah,
the cops.
that one.
Okay.
Right when I get on.
Oh.
Well, you know, I was thinking tonight, like, I haven't listened to all of, people have told me bits and pieces of the live tonight, but I've heard Amy so many times that I already know she's gonna start out, she's gonna say, you know, there are so many lies being told, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and basically point her finger at everybody else. Nothing is her fault. You know, everything she's done has been justified. And I think as I was just thinking, like, Robbie, with what you're saying is like, there's also nothing wrong with admitting when you've been wrong or you've gone too far. But I don't think I've ever seen Amy do that, ever.
Yeah. I mean, I even told the cops that. I'm like, dude, listen, this woman put out tons of shit on me. All I did was the same to her. Is that illegal? Oh, no. Like, as long as you're not threatening them, I'm like, okay, then we're good. And I'm going to keep doing that when she does it. And he was like, okay. Because I got snooty. I was like, I cannot believe you're calling me and telling me I have a First Amendment right, but you're talking about defamation when you don't even know if it's true or not, because it is true. So are we done? Are we good?
That's weird.
By the end of that phone call. Yeah.
That, like, that's
funny because
crazy.
she actually spoke to the arresting officer for something she's been doxing on here that happened here. Isn't that funny? I mean, I live in a small town, but I'm sure she was like, I want to speak to the arresting officer and blah, 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 blah.
So wait a minute here. So, okay, the fact that she called the arresting officer tells me that she wasn't even giving one single fuck about how serious that could have been. Like,
yeah,
in her mind, she thought that was going to, like, land you in jail or something somehow. And she was okay with that?
Yes.
Like,
and even Hooker said, you know, after that stupid video she posted, which is like, what, not even a minute or something of one phone call to the police being made that day when there was multiple. She's like, see, he's lying. He was on, because in the video, they're like, you're on meth. I was like, no, I'm not, because I wasn't. And they're like, see, the cops were called on him for meth and there was no unaliving and none of that. He's lying. And I'm like, why don't you do what you do best, Amy, and FOIA all of the phone calls from that day and play them? I give you permission. Because, and then Hooker had
Robbie,
the nerve to say,
I sent you something.
Okay, hold on. Hooker had the nerve to say, Michael, we're here for you in a community post, and I will testify for you. First of all, bitch, you weren't here. You're way across the country. And if you even showed up on a court date, I'd be like, this bitch has been harassing and doxing me for years and has never met my husband and was not here that day. Get her out of here. Okay, hold on, Nikki. Jesus, Nikki, where the hell you been? You come in here like fucking Nancy Kerrigan getting hit or something. What's wrong with you? Okay, hold
No,
on.
but
let me mute.
that bothers me though, that she was like right out of the gates that willing to hopefully get you in a lot of trouble. At least she thought it would. Like, what the fuck, man? Because, I mean, she called the police on you after what? Like, I think you had only responded to her like one time at that point.
I think she just likes to hang out with. I think she just has a fucking kink for cops.
Apparently so. I mean, she better stay the fuck away from my real life. And if anything.
Oh, no, don't listen.
No.
An eye for an eye. An eye for a fucking eye. If
yeah.
I were her, I would be very fucking careful with what she's
Her kink for
doing right
cops
now.
is in
Because
my parody. So
yeah.
her kink for cops is in my little parodies. So it's really, really funny. I had it was very, very hard for me because I was trying to keep a straight face doing it.
Give me a second. I'm just uploading something to play, and then I'll play your thing, Bill.
All right.
1 sec.
I was trying to keep a straight face, doing it. And then I had to scream like a Karen too.
But no, I've told Amy she has more control than what she thinks, because I mean, all I've done is just respond or correct things that she's putting out and bringing up.
Amy is she's a liar, okay? She keeps getting up on panels and talking about how I've gone 60 days dragging her. First of all, it has not been 60 days. Secondly, bitch, I will go 600 more fucking days and nights dragging you if I want to. I probably will. And if she's saying that because she's trying to embarrass me, I'm not embarrassed. I'm absolutely not embarrassed. So I'm, whatever. Like I said, I'll do 600 more days. I don't give a fuck.
And then she's threatening you. And then she's threatening to take your streams down.
Yeah.
Well, she also said, I'm not responding anymore. Good. That's please continue that.
No.
And then it's just going to be done for me. But I know Nikki wants lies corrected. So that's on you guys.
That's what I'm saying is Amy continues to go on panels and write her stupid fucking community posts. And she continues to say that, this is bullshit. She wants it to stop. No, Amy, I know your dumbass is listening. The only person, I've said it before, you're the only person that has, the control to put an end to all of this. If you really want this to stop, then you just, do what you have to do to make it stop. There's one thing is delete the lies that you've posted about me. That's all you have to do. And like I said, I will make every single fucking live I've done on you private, and you'll go your way and I'll go mine. But you refuse to do that because you know if you were to do that, then it would end, and you don't want that. Because this is the most attention you've ever fucking gotten on this platform.
And you know what? I'll second that. If she wants to delete some things, I have no problem deleting things. Honestly, I don't want her shit on my channel anyway.
I did say on Nikki's the other night, I said, if you do that, I'll take down even the wedding videos, but I'm not doing that because that was a beautiful day regardless. And everybody there agreed to, even I said it multiple times on my live streams that are still up. If you're coming to the wedding and you're actually there, make sure you do know you are going to be on camera live. So
Yeah, no, fuck that. Leave your wedding stuff up, you know?
yeah.
And here's my issue. I saw Amy with the pictures on your community wall, Robbie, right? I knew she was going to be there. And what did she do during the ceremony? She just sat there at her chair next to her husband, and she was
wasn't he standing and she was sitting?
Yeah, and she was sitting there, head down on her phone, moderating the chat.
Can I say something about that, by the way? There was a limit of people, a capacity we could have in the actual wedding. And we told them, like, okay, the other people have to wait outside. She brought her husband in, a couple other people. So there was 4 extra people, including her husband. And after we got home, Michael was like, oh my God, they're charging us. I think it was $75 per person. So you want to talk about asking for money, Amy? If I was like, oh, I need money, I would have called you and been like, bitch, pay your husband's fee for coming in my wedding. And I told you not to bring him in. But she did anyways. No, I won't take it down, Rachel. Nikki, do you want to explain this clip?
Oh. So this is when I was on Amber. Amber was doing a panel and she had Country Joe up there. And Country Joe was dragging me because I was running my mouth about her. And so I went into Amber's chat and I wanted to talk to Country Joe about that because Country Joe was saying that I was lying. And I didn't think that I was lying. So I wanted to go up and, figure out what was going on. So Amber gives me the link, and then I'm sure you were shitting yourself, Amber. I mean, but
no, at that point, I mean, I remember this particular day, and it was Amy was mad because I had she came because it was right before, like a few days prior to that, she had come into my stream, and like everybody kind of threw a fit, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So she immediately took to change. She switched her narrative, started dragging me. Like Amy dragged me for a whole like extra 8 months because of that shit.
Actually, you know what? I totally forgot about that, but that's it is the actual reason I went into your chat, because Amy fucking came to me with, freaking out and all that shit. And I said, well, okay, fuck that. I said, I'm going to go in and we're going to see what fucking happens. I'm going to see what Amber says to me and what her chat has to say to me. But then when I got there, I heard what Country Joe was saying. So then all of a sudden, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to not fight with her or anything. I just wanted to talk to her, although she was pissed the fuck off at me. So I got the link and I went up, and Country Joe and I, when I got up there, Country Joe was very kind to me. She was speaking to me respectfully, and we were going through the situation. And so she was explaining it to me, whatever. My point is that we were having a civilized, almost friendly, I guess you could say, conversation. And we were trying to sort it out, like, what was the truth. And I ended up telling her, okay, you tell me what happened and I will go on my live and publicly apologize and make it right. Anyways, me and Country Joe were having like a nice conversation, and out of fucking nowhere, someone else is on the panel. This was the very first time I'd ever seen Hooker. I did not see her before. I didn't even know who she was. And I didn't know who she was. I've never had any conversations with her. I've never seen her, been in any chats with her. Like I said, I did not know who this woman was. And so Country Joe and I are going back and forth with, our conversation. And out of nowhere,
and I was trying to talk to you as well. Like,
yeah. And then all of a sudden I hear this voice that sounds like it's been fucking eating fucking gravel and fucking chewing on whole cigarettes her whole fucking life. It was awful. and she just comes out of nowhere and starts attacking me, and I had no idea. I did not even know what the fuck was going on. And prior to this clip, like just before this clip, because I didn't clip the whole thing, she was talking about how her grandmother and her mother, you know, when she grew up, like they used to say, if you lay down with dogs, you get the fleas, and that's what she said just before. I don't know what I said, but I was confused. I did not know who the fuck she was and why she's talking about fleas, and it was gross. Oh no, her mating call. She did this. She started talking like sexual and shit. That's not in this video, and it was fucking gross.
What?
She did. I'll play it. It was so gross.
Yeah, you could share your screen. Okay. I'm gonna hit play. And keep in mind, Hooker says, I don't care where people go. I'm not going to attack people's friends because they're friends with someone I hate. Nikki literally did not know her, and she attacked her and brought up me, of course.
Mm-hmm. She called you an F. Yeah.
An F word.
Now I did feel
oh wait,
weird after that, because I was like, did she really just yell out that like on my panel? Oh dear God, you know, yeah.
Could you guys hear that?
No.
Hold on.
And when you lay down with pieces of shit, you get covered with pieces of shit.
Okay.
And if there's anybody on this platform that will argue with you that Amy Lovell is a piece of shit, bring them on up. And when you lay down with pieces of shit, you get covered with pieces of shit.
Okay.
And if there's anybody on this platform that will argue with you that Amy Lovell is a piece of shit, bring them on up.
Let's
and when you lay down with pieces of shit,
one more time,
you get covered with pieces of shit.
Okay.
But look who's talking.
And if there's anybody on this platform that will argue with you that Amy Lovell is a piece of shit, bring them on up. And when you lay down with pieces of shit,
they're already up there. That's
you get covered with pieces of shit.
Contradicting yourself.
And I want to say, Brittany, you know, and I did apologize.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't keep that highlighted because I read it and then I was like, oh.
no,
so I was going to let you read it.
Well, no, I wanted to say, you know, and I did apologize to them for blocking them that day, because, you know, that, like, I never will let anybody like strong arm me into blocking a person again. So I you know, I stand by that.
Yeah, be careful. Look what happened to me.
Right. Well, and I mean, and look at how it ended up for me. You know, in the end, you know, they Hooker ended up turning on me, and now she's all okay with Amy. So, like, what was the point of any of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I took, yeah. But anyway,
Yep.
so.
It's weird. These people are fucking weird.
Now let's see what Bill was doing over there. Okay, I'm ready.
Hello? Police? 911?
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I just got through the drive-thru at McDonald's, and
hopefully she got extra onions.
No pickles. Yeah, no pickles. No pickles, I said. And there's pickles on my sandwiches. How dare they?
I'm muting because it's playing on my speaker, so it's echoing.
Penis in my mouth. How dare they? They won't give me my money back. I want them arrested now.
There's an E. coli breakout here at McDonald's in Colorado.
I need an officer here now to grab my stanky little pussy. I can't get that at home. I need a male officer now! 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 I pay your damn taxes! I pay your damn taxes!
No, your husband does.
I pay your damn taxes! I'm special! My name is Slimy, for fuck's sakes!
How did you do that with your voice live?
me!
Ew.
It's not false.
Damn!
That's what she sounded like today.
I've heard. Somebody told me she was losing it today.
Oh, yeah. Especially when she
Wow.
brought up my name, she was.
Hey, everyone.
Oh, wait. Well,
This is how I imagine.
Honestly, like oh
Amy
god, and I
going
know
out.
that scream.
yeah, it's you know, she's like, I'm so mad, and then they don't bother me. It's like, wait, hold on a minute. You're
Right.
so mad, you're full of rage. We don't bother you, but you call the police and you rage and you dox and you attack.
There is something.
Pick what you want to do, Amy.
There is something seriously, and Amber and I have talked about this a few times. There's something very seriously wrong with her mentally. There's something like it's
I believe that.
it's truly
Mhm.
sad to witness, but there's definitely something mentally wrong with her. Like the way she does not perceive reality the way everyone else does.
I
She
agree with
doesn't she doesn't absorb information the
No.
way that other people do. Like she said on Retro's live, oh my god, she said a lot of things. But she said that she actually said that this, and I know that most of you guys that are here, or some of you at least, you guys saw my live last night. She said that last night during my live stream that I claimed that I was an undercover or some kind of police informant, and because I said ACI, that was her reasoning for that. And as I was listening to her, I thought to myself, I don't even know what ACI stands for, but she may have heard me say AI or something. But anyway, she said because and I'm going to say she heard because I know I didn't say it. She heard me say ACI or something, and that's me claiming to be an undercover informant. And I was like, what in the
What?
fuck are you talking about? Like she
I
does
never
there's
heard you
there's
say that.
there is
If
a
you were,
huge
she wouldn't be
gap.
fucking with you the way she is because she's doing illegal
Yeah,
things.
there is a huge gap between Amy's fucking mind and reality. Like she's absolutely disconnected. And
Well,
you see it, it's almost it's sad, but it's fucked. I don't know how else to put it, but
But
she
Nikki,
doesn't understand things.
but Nikki, anyone that listens to you you every night, they got to understand that you're sarcastic. You're a sarcastic creature by nature. So they got to put that into perspective while listening to you.
Bill,
well,
I never said it.
But at the same time, you never said it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like I don't like she here, this is the biggest problem with Amy, and this is what causes so much fucking trouble and discourse for so many people that she comes into contact with. It's she'll hear something, and she will run around and tell people a completely different fucking story. This is
right.
a woman who is actually saying that I've been dragging her for 30 or 60 days, and I started all of this, and I'm the one that started dragging her, and all she did was 3 or 4 live streams defending herself, responding to, and I'm thinking, what the fuck are you on? Like, do you not know there's proof out there? There's proof out there for all the lies that she tells, and I've debunked almost every single lie she has told.
Mm-hmm.
And she continues like telling people that I said that I was, a law enforcement or a cop. I've never said that to her. And I never fucking out. That is one thing I would never ever say to her or anyone. Certainly not on YouTube.
And then she
And
called you a. Then she had the nerve to call you a snitch today.
yeah, that's the informant thing. And nobody who's an informant, first of all, would say that on a fucking live stream. But it's not just that. It's literally so many
It's
things
so
that
much.
this woman says, and you're listening to it, and I'm like, my God, like, are you fucking? You're not okay. She is not okay. No, she's not okay. There's something really
It's how she
wrong.
interprets things. It's like, what?
Oh yeah.
How did you get that? Nobody said that. Like, okay, for example, she won't shut the fuck up saying, and now, they're all defending Jessica with a K. Like,
Oh
no,
no.
nobody said that. Nobody has once said that we now all of a sudden we support her and she's, she was right about everything. Like, that's not what fucking happened.
No.
Like, all that anybody said was that they doubted that you had an RO on her, and you know what, while I'm thinking about it, this picture that she won't like stop bringing up, like, this is another thing. There's no awareness to what she does in situations. Like, okay, that surgery pic. First off, Jessica with a K is the one that was responsible for like spreading that. All right. Now, when that was released a year ago, Amy,
Concrete.
a fucking year ago, like, this was after you had been relentless. My private conversations were everywhere. I was being fucking humiliated because of you. And I remember it was a particular, like, it was nonstop on her community tab. And at this point, I was actually, I was still with Jamie. And I remember we had said, like, we were over it, we're going to finally do a live stream on her. And because she was putting like bad pictures out of us and shit. And I remember they're like, well, is there any bad pictures of her? And that was one of them. Nobody released that again to make it look like your husband beat you. That video was already made. It had already been out a fucking year ago. But my point is that there's no awareness to the fact that you fucking wouldn't stop. So then, yes, people come back at you. That's what happens.
And Amber, I'm gonna comment on that surgery photo real quick.
Mhm.
She told me a completely different story, by the way. She told me that this was back in January 2020.
Mhm.
She said, "Oh, Bill, how are you?" And we were like catching up or whatever.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it was 2021, 2020 or whatever. I have the conversation. I actually had to go back. But she was actually saying that she fell. She was carrying Christmas presents down the stairs and she fell. With the Christmas presents going all over the place. And she actually had to have surgery on her knee.
Had you seen that picture before?
No.
Oh, that
Okay.
picture is definitely something to do with her mouth.
Yeah, that was, I believe it was dental surgery or something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not her.
she's saying that came from, and then she gives the date that happened, and then I go back in my messages to see what actually happened, and that's what she's talking about. Unless she's mixing two separate incidents up.
Well, we know she does that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She can't keep her story straight.
I'll explain. I told Amber this story, okay? When I worked at and this is how I knew that she ran to Tiffany. This is how I knew. Like, I don't know, it was like 24 hours or 48 hours after she dropped off my panel before I even knew that we were not friends anymore. So she ran to Tiffany and she told Tiffany this story. She told Tiffany that when I was working at the strip bar, the rapist came in and I had to call the bouncer to protect me and, make this guy leave. And when Tiffany told that story, I knew exactly where she got that. Now, Tiffany claimed that she heard me tell that story on a live stream, right? She swears that's what she kept saying to me, that I told that story, that the guy came in the bar and I had to get the bouncers to make him leave, all this shit, okay? Here's the thing. That never happened. That never happened. I told Amy probably maybe within the 2 months prior to us ending our friendship, I told her about this time that my oldest son's father came into the bar when I was working. This was after I had my daughter with my husband. So I would have been whatever, like 19 or 20, whatever I was. And when he came in, I didn't recognize him at first, but anyways, when I did recognize him, we got into a big argument. You could smoke in the bars back then, and I flicked my cigarette in his face. It was crazy. And that's when I called the bouncer to have him removed. And now that's obviously not something that I taught. Like, I mean, it's just such a stupid story. It's not even worthy of being told. But Amy
I have a point to say when you're done.
Okay, so Amy took that story and somehow combined it. Like, instead of it being my ex, she told Tiffany that it was this guy. And I was thinking to myself, how the fuck do you take two separate stories? That guy had never been in the bar while I was working there. Never. He never stepped foot in there while I was working there. Not one fucking time. He wasn't. And also, I believe by the time that this happened with my ex, I'm pretty sure that the guy had already been arrested. But anyways, Amy took two stories, combined them into one, ran to Tiffany, told Tiffany this bullshit, and then Tiffany repeated it on her live. When I heard that, I remember thinking, that's Amy. Because I'm like, Amy clearly is a fucking idiot. And she's feeding these lies and bullshit to Tiffany. And Tiffany is out here saying she heard me talking about it on a live. No, I didn't. No, it wasn't. That man was never in the fucking bar, ever. Not one time did he walk through the fucking doors of that bar, ever.
Yeah, because here's the problem with Amy, Nikki, that I've noticed. Someone messages her, right?
Yeah.
She's told something. She don't go check for herself. She just goes off and repeats it. She repeats hearsay.
Yeah.
And Amy just runs with it.
Mm-hmm.
She gets shit wrong.
Yeah, but my point was, and we can end this soon if you guys want, but my point is that had nothing to do with why Amy was originally upset with Nikki. She was mad because of Sarah. My personal information and all of that had nothing to do with why Amy and I wasn't mad at her. She was mad at me. It had to do with me just simply pointing something out that wasn't factual, that, I was trying to mediate. Had nothing to do with my husband, my brother-in-law, my family. So Amy has brought all of this baggage to YouTube that was personal, that have been confided in her. And that's why it's been here and responded to here. So she's got to understand that. She does, but she needs to have the last word. And I'm fine with that. Like, you could have the last word. I'm cool, but stop going after people's real life. That's all I care about. Like, fuck off. I'll fuck off. That's it. But she doesn't stop there.
But but here's the thing, Robbie. I was going to stop the day after she went ballistic over at Nikki's. I was just going to say, I was just probably going to make a statement saying I was pissed off on how she treated her over at her channel and leave it at that.
Right.
But she had to keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. She had to keep dragging me for saying, excuse me.
Yeah.
She mentioned my name. She mentioned Sarah's name. She mentioned Jason's name. We had every right to respond in Nikki's chat. And then she wanted us fucking banned. Fuck you, Amy. That's not how it works. You don't sit there and get to tell Nikki here how to run her channel, who she can have in her chat. It's not your fucking channel, it's hers.
Well, I mean, for me, it's just simple. The days of her thinking that she can drag me, that she can make post about me, lie about me, all that shit, and I'm not going to say anything back, are over. That's done.
She's a control freak. She's a control freak, Amber.
Well, yeah, I mean, I will respond. If you're going to lie, if you're going to put out a false narrative, because if you notice, like with me, what she'll do, this is what she did right out of the gate. Like the very first post she made, she tried to make it look and say, you know, Amber, it was you that dug everything on Tiffany, and I have it all. And that you know, just going on and on. And then she ends, right. And then she ends it with a threat. You know, she makes sure to put a threat at the end of it. That's like code for you better not fucking respond to this. Well, no. I'm going to, because that was a fucking lie. You dug on her. You took it a step further, not me.
You admitted your part to it.
Yeah. Like, okay, yeah, I sent you the fucking Reddit link. Okay. But did I look up her kids? No. Did I zoom in to see if she was fucking trans? No. Like, you did all these extra things. You looked into a lot. So no, you weren't going to put all that on me. Like you think you wanted to.
I don't see you doing that, Amber. Looking at her body and making comments like, "Oh, I think she's trans." That's something Amy would do.
Well, she did. I mean, I proved that she did. You know, and then just like I don't know. There's been a few things. You know, like again, all of this with the obituary. No, Amy, it was you that wouldn't shut up about it. I made one comment on it because it was in that video that Nikki played. And I said, yes, you did that. But you couldn't let it go. And then the fact that you had to still make yourself a fucking victim when the man's not even here to defend himself. You didn't think I was going to correct you? Of course I was.
Yeah, and it's still stuck in my head that he unalived himself, and then you
no. He didn't do that.
Of course, Amber. But here's the thing: she told me that, and it wasn't even true. Right?
No, yeah. He never. That's a big misconception on here. People that say like he ended his life. No, he didn't. But you know, somebody, I think it was Milan, that said tonight, well, why is he even being brought up if, you know, he's no longer here? Well, again, he was brought up because it was something else that was in that video, but it didn't have to be elaborated on. It could have just stopped there. But Amy went on and on about it. So you don't get to throw that back at me, Amy, and say, you know, how dare you bring that stuff up? And, you know, like, Amy, you know, that was something that I kind of laid to rest and thought that, like, you had seen your wrongs. But apparently you haven't, because you're still justifying shit. So anyway, I don't know. My whole point is like, Amy, you don't get to fucking bully people. You don't get to come out and
Dawn just sent me something. Just wait.
Oh boy, what is it? Go for it.
Before I show what Dawn sent me, I just want to point out that, and this is perfect with what Dawn just sent me because it goes along perfect with what I was going to say. And so we have 4 people on the panel, 4 people who we don't just like even when Amy and Nikki were fighting, obviously I've always loved Nikki more. I've known her longer. She's never fucked me over like Amy, but I didn't involve myself. The 4 of us have not went to bat for the other, not because we don't care about each other, but because we're adults. We know it happens. You could handle it. We just stay out of it, whatever.
Right.
So the common denominator of the person that's fucked us all over for our own reasons is Amy. We didn't do that for each other. We didn't come together and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to be here for you and I'll be here. No, we share in common and we've already been friends. And you fucked us all over. Like, you're the common denominator. But speaking of bullying,
Oh,
okay,
boy.
you ready?
What is it?
It's a community post. Amy's finally going to bed. No, she's not. She's still listening. So she's going to get the reaction she wants. This. So, first of all, before I read this,
What the fuck?
this is somebody. So, hold on a minute. This is somebody who has called the cops on the guy on the left, Nikki on the right. I don't think Amber yet. Hopefully not. So she literally, do you think she tells the cops, oh, I take the time to screenshot, go to a photo editor, taunt them, call them crackheads? It says, going to bed and leaving this here. Have a good night, crackheads. Well, you have a good night listening to us while Chad snores in your ear in your trailer, Amy. And then call the police in the morning, but make sure you show them how much time you spend listening, editing, clipping, screenshotting, and all that shit.
I'm just wondering, where's my photo?
What the fuck?
There.
What am I
Yeah,
doing at the
you left
bottom?
out
What does
Bill.
that say?
Pick me, girl. It says,
Oh, for
her shirt
fuck's
say, I'm with
sake.
stupid, and pick me, girl.
Oh,
Okay.
you're so edgy, Amy.
Well, I guess, see, this is the kind of stuff that requires a response, I think. And Chad's ex-girlfriend that he's been fucking is a pick-me girl. You got the wrong one, honey.
There you go.
Yeah. She's going to
Like,
be like,
Amy,
oh my God, he's talking about my real life.
f-
No, bitch. Stop obsessing, Amy. You can't sit with us anymore. Move on.
Yeah. No, Amy.
Like,
Like nobody's being a
childish
pick me,
bullshit
you
from
fucking
her.
idiot.
Yeah. Amber's been around longer than you, Amy. Way
Mhm.
longer.
She
I
fucked it
remember
up,
when I
too.
was
She
sitting in
fucked
Aunt
me-
Sally's house, still on my phone, trying to live stream, reading my chat on my phone while I was on my laptop with my camera. And there was Amber. And I was like, oh, you have cool dancing videos. That was like
Yes.
2018. And we started talking, and you'd share my
Mhm.
stuff, I'd share yours. Amy was nowhere near until drama hit me after Justin Katz, after Mommy Ramblings.
Yep.
Amy was introduced in my life via drama. I wasn't a drama channel at all for like the first year and a half.
I remember.
Yeah, I was like, peace, guys, peace. And I still do that. But bitch, if you go against peace and you want to fucking get the wrong side, I'm like, okay, bitch, don't want peace. Let's go.
Like, I remember, Robbie, I can still remember your very first upload. Like, I remember it. And then, yes, you were so nice. You shared one of my dance videos once. And I was like, oh, that was so cool of him. So, like, yeah, and this was before Amy was even a fucking thought. And, and then me and Nikki, like, we used to talk on the phone before she was ever like close to Amy. So, like, Amy, nobody, believe me, I don't desire anything of yours. Nothing.
No, me
There's
neither.
nothing of yours that I want. Like, all of this bullshit of,
She doesn't
oh,
have
he likes my
anything, really.
spine. Like, right. Like,
She doesn't.
no. If anything, she's being a fucking pick me of, dear God, just she wants nothing but acceptance and to be acknowledged as the biggest fucking victim in the community right now.
Can you imagine? First of all, not only taking screenshots, but her sitting there trying to get like the worst angle. Amy, all people have to do is hit pause anytime they see you on video, and they got it. Because every fucking angle's bad. And that's a
that is if she got on video.
Filtered too, so we got to count that in.
Yeah,
but it still looks bad even filtered.
She would never put herself on video ever.
No, and she has the nerve to be like, oh, that is what I forgot to say. That's one of the main things I wanted to say tonight. She says, and Robbie, you're lying. You've never seen Nikki on video. No, bitch, you're lying. Nikki did go on camera. She turned on her camera. She was shopping at, I don't know, an outlet mall outside, and literally showed us her outfit and her tiny little skinny body with her big ass tits, her sunglasses on. She was outside. And she's like, he's lying. First of all, I don't need to lie about I either saw Nikki or I didn't. It's not a big deal. It's a big deal to you because you're self-conscious.
Right.
But it is a fact. Nikki has gone on camera and she has shown us like her house, certain things, all sorts of shit. Amy, you don't. Amy, the day that you go live by yourself on your channel and you turn on that camera without a fucking filter, that's the day anybody gives a fuck about what you have to say about going on camera, because you don't. You just so happen to be caught on camera at a wedding or private pictures somebody was taking of you at the wedding because you're obesely overweight. That's not anybody else's issue but yourself. And Ozempic doesn't fix that. Actually, I spoke to somebody who takes it. It won't do that. And when you stop it, it's all going to come back quicker, and it stops after a while. So,
well, you got to do things with it. Like it's an aid, like it'll help. Yeah, but you can't like just, not do anything with it and expect to, lose a ton of weight. Like you know what I'm saying? And, I want to add this before I forget, because they were saying tonight, like, and especially Lonnie, like, was going on and on, like, oh, well, Amber, if you're such a badass, why don't you get that from your own channel? Fine. I have no fucking problem going live on my own channel. In fact, I will do it. I'll be by myself on panel. I'll drop the fucking link. But, why would I not jump on Robbie or Nikki's panel if they're going live and they're talking about this and it pertains
to me? When it involves you.
Right.
Same here.
So, I mean,
exactly, Bill.
Like, but hey, if that's what you want, like, I have no fucking problem firing up and saying what the fuck I want to. I've done it many times. So I'm not afraid to.
Right.
But yeah, like that to me is so dumb. It's like, look, Nikki's goes live every night. Like, I'm not going to stream over her. She's already streaming. So it makes no sense. Of course I'm going to jump up and put my 2 cents in,
Right. And can you imagine that being the last thing, like not kissing your loved one or telling somebody love you, texting them, not saying a prayer, saying like giving your animal a pet, the last thing you do before you go to sleep
right,
is spending 20 minutes at least getting this photo together and then the post and all that. Like, bitch, you ain't shit.
No.
And you ain't shit. And you want to talk about the police? Can you imagine? Oh my God, they responded. Police officer, I was going to bed and I was trying to like get rest, but I couldn't help myself. And I had to go to their channel and I had to get like images together to make this 5th grade like meme that's not really a meme, but I want it to be. And then like a post like, I'm just going to leave this here. Good night. Okay, bitch, well, you still talking about it. So people go and still talk about your big, heavy 500-pound ass.
Personally, I liked. Did you see the image I put up that represented her? Like,
Is it still up? Do you want me to show it?
It's should be on one of my community
cartoon,
posts.
Right?
Yeah, it's of her, because I call her. She's a fucking Karen. She's a dumbass Karen troll. Yeah. That's what she is to me. She's a troll who's a Karen who is stupid. And it's got her army in the back, which is all the police officers.
Oh my God. Hold on. Yeah, I did see that. I got it.
Yeah. And she's always fucking angry. Always. Like it cracked me up the other day.
Eyes right and the teeth.
Like, it cracked me up whenever, was it yesterday? Like, after she literally, vomited up this just forever long community post going on and on about me in every fucking direction. And then I made like one back, and out of nowhere, she's like, well, somebody's big mad. Like, Amy, no, like, no. The one that's big mad is you, hun. Like, that's obvious.
Yeah, and that's what I've been saying since the day she did. Like, well, obviously that's not my saying, but I said that about you first, Amy. Just like Nikki said, you do like imitate what's the word? You mock like what people say, you copy
Okay,
them.
She copies them.
What are you trying to say? She's a chameleon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mockingbird.
She is. Like, she also, a lot, like, it's so funny. Some of the things that she does, like, I think she forgets, but like, I'm like, okay, I totally know that's something you picked up from Granny Fanny. That's not your thinking. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Because there was like because he is pretty, like, he's, as far as like being like a troll, he's clever, you know? And he would give like some pointers. And so there's some things that she does that I'm right away, I'm like, yeah, you got that from Granny Fanny. That's not you. Like, that's not you.
But here's the thing with Amy. She's more of a Karen troll.
Yeah.
But Karens like actually have, I even think that's giving her too much credit, because at least Karens have like they stand proud in person, and like, oh my God, Amy doesn't do that in person. Like, she's very timid and shy, and her face turns red very easily. Like, Karens are very like outspoken. I'd say on here she acts like a Karen, but in person she acts like, please don't talk to me, don't look at me, because what we see on the screen here. That's why
she's totally phony.
In person she is real, because I think she can't help but be nervous in herself.
Hold on, sorry. I was making a tuna sandwich. What did that fucking rag say?
Oh, you didn't see?
No.
Okay. It's really dumb.
It's stupid.
In like 5th grade. This is what she thinks about right before she goes to bed. You ready? Mm-hmm. This is her good night. Instead of telling her loved ones good night, this is what she does right before she goes to bed. And this is why the bitch wakes up angry.
That's a shitty ass meme. Like, it's not even a meme. It's just
a shitty ass way to go to bed. Okay, here you go, Nikki. Can you read that?
No.
It says, going to bed and leaving this here. Have a good night, crackheads.
Crackheads.
We've got Amber down here, the pick-me girl.
Yeah, so that's me. Aren't I cute?
Right? 2 people on here that she called the police on. She took her time to crop, to Photoshop, to clip it, like put it together, and type it out. And this is what she does with her time.
Fuck?
Look at Robbie's face.
Yeah, she can't even get his face right.
Wait.
Yeah. We're hugging at least, and Amber's like in the middle of like a little Amber sandwich.
I know. I get the hug from both of you in the middle.
Your hair looks good as fuck. Both of yours.
Hold on. Leave that up. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh God, Amy, you just hurt my feelings saying that. I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I'll do.
And wait, what was Retro and her just saying? Oh my God. And Milan, when you go to looks, you have no argument. Well, Milan, I hope you talking to Amy, because that's all this bitch does, and it's never gonna take the excess 200 pounds off her ass, just like Ozempic ain't gonna do.
Hold on.
Opinion.
Wait.
And that.
Did she actually add short hair on me?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, she did.
Wow, she took time for this before. But Amy, why don't you wash your face before you go to bed? Then your pores won't be so big, honey.
Well, at least Nikki looks nice.
Why did she add that, though?
Oh, wait, no, I think, are you talking about like the white scribbling? I think she's like trying to.
No,
her hair.
I see. So she put, okay, never mind. She put my head in front of someone else's.
Oh,
Grow up. I mean, you know what? Honestly, with your mentality, I wouldn't fucking trust you around toddlers.
No wonder
Look
Chad
at you.
fucks
Look
other
at this
people.
shit you're putting out. You have the mentality of a child. You shouldn't be left to care for children.
That's just, I'm sorry.
It's fun of
That
my
is the dumbest
Amy,
image.
I'm gonna send.
Like,
I'm just because I've been texting that cop. Like anytime she posts, I text him. He doesn't really respond. I'm gonna send him this in the morning and be like, "Do you think she's still worried or
right,
bro?"
right.
So
Like-
she has the nerve. She has the nerve, Amber, to make fun of my teeth
Right.
after this.
Yeah, I don't get her.
Amy, you're clearly people's opinions get under your skin because we've been pretty, even myself, I'm actually kind of proud of myself. We've been very respectful with our response tonight. And this is what you do. Like, this is what you do. Just so you know, Retro or Michelle or anyone, Amy's screenshotting and recording anytime you go on video, whether it's on YouTube or privately, and she's ready. She's fully loaded.
Yeah,
all the time.
she made a video of me at the circus. I laughed at that, and then she made a pathetic little attempt of putting me and Mrs. Portland in a meme together. I was the alien, and Mrs. Portland was on the bike. I laughed
That's a
at
good
that.
argument, right? To prove her point is making childish memes. At least
Yeah.
we can prove
but at
you
least they're-
wrong. How does this prove us wrong? It
But
doesn't.
Robbie, at least I was laughing my butt off.
Well, it's not even clever though. Like I wish.
That's
I
what I'm
could laugh.
saying.
It's not.
Where's the pun? Like, there's no pun. There's no, like,
Because
this
you know,
is stupid.
The pun
Amy
is
gets
in her
some-
mirror, Amber.
She gets something in her head, and she fucking she also has zero self-control. None. She has no self-control. So all she can think of is she's hearing us talk, and she's got to fucking do something. And here we go.
Right.
This is what she's got.
Yeah.
But sometimes her responses are so childish, they're funny.
Listen,
Yeah, like
Amy,
con-
just
like
so you know,
ironic.
Amy, just so you
You
know,
big mad.
Robbie and I would actually wear those fucking t-shirts with each other in public. I
Fuck
mean,
yeah.
I know. Yeah, so
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
but
that'd be
not
cute.
you. You can't have one.
No, I can't. But she didn't even fit them correctly. Like my fucking t-shirt goes up to my nostril.
Just think, this is a woman who cares for small children.
I wouldn't even let her babysit my dogs, to be honest with you.
She can't even babysit her own dog. She gives them away.
Oh, not only that, I wouldn't care if she gave her dogs away.
Dawn, look at Dawn's
I do. Like,
avatar.
if you have pets, you don't just fucking give up on them. That's gross to me.
Well,
Animals are
Robbie,
everything to me.
I rather have them have a good home than be with her.
Well, yeah, any home's a good home instead of a trailer. I agree.
Well, Rachel, you know, the thing is, at least I feel with Lonnie, this is honest to God. I think she's like the most insecure woman in the community. Because I mean, she's constantly throwing up images of herself, like back to back, that are like the same fucking ones. It's like, okay, we get it. And not only that, but that's like the first thing she goes at is looks.
Yeah, and Amber, she I think the reason why she doesn't turn on her camera is because she can't find the right filter.
Who, Amy?
Yeah.
The right filter. She finds all the fucking filters.
Oh yeah, she wouldn't do it.
That
I'm
bitch
telling
held her
you.
camera up to take a selfie with me in Vegas, and that filter was built into her camera because I could, you know how like you could see yourself on the screen.
Yeah,
I was like, why the fuck does our skin look like a piece of paper?
yeah. Oh, I remember. I'll
'Cause her
never
pores be
forget.
popping.
She was showing pictures from the wedding, and she was showing one that I think it was like her and Siren. And I'll never forget, like, Jamie at the time was like, Amy, quit using fucking those filters because it makes the guys look like they're women. Because the one that she would use was like it was. I can't even explain it. It was clearly one for a female. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
It's like if I used one and I put with my, like if I used one with my daughter that was like one of those that made your eyebrows more more of an accent, and your cheekbones higher and whatnot. Like my daughter would look weird because she's a kid,
Yeah.
like it would pick up on her as well.
I've
Like
seen
it
pictures
just,
of Amy holding children who are filtered.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's weird looking.
She comes.
Yeah, but what I'm
prepared.
saying is she can't find the right filter for her computer.
No,
Laptop.
yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I don't even think, honestly, I don't think Amy would ever put herself on camera, even if she had like the right lighting and the right filter and all that.
No, there
I
is
just
no
don't think
right
she'd do
lighting
it.
for her, Amber. And I don't say that to be mean. Like once she went after my looks, I was like, the nerve of this
Yeah.
bitch that I have seen in person and smelled in person. I won't get
Right.
into the smell. You guys already know. It's not her like body odor, except I love dogs, so I don't mind dog smell. But first of all, they did smell like dogs. Her breath it's not her teeth, I don't think, because she has the partial. I think it's halitosis. It comes from something like rotting in your stomach, is what I think it is. But Amy is everything she said about me has been projection, because she was like, he has wrinkles in his forehead. She has wrinkles all over her fucking neck and her face. His pores are big. First of all, I got a spray tan, bitch, when I was in Vegas. And that'll go in your pores, but my pores. Okay, if Molly Golightly saw me in person and said I have one of the most perfect skin she's ever fucking seen, bitch, I ain't gonna go to a fucking extra large pore, extra large female to get an opinion. I'm gonna go with Molly because that bitch is popping in person.
Right.
So fuck what you heard.
So she was telling me that you have these craters in your face, and I'm like saying, okay,
meth sores? Where
probably doesn't have craters.
Where the
like,
fuck are my meth sores?
Right.
What the fuck is she talking about?
Well, I mean, look, I have to say, you're one of the best looking meth heads I've ever fucking seen,
Hell
Robbie.
to the fuck
Like, I
yeah,
have
Amber.
to be.
And you're the one of the best fucking looking lovers
Junkies?
who's a junkie I've ever seen. And you know what's funny about that? Even if, let's say that like Amy's like, you're a junkie. Well, shit, dude. If I'm a junkie and I look better than you, what the fuck is your excuse, Amy?
Well, there you go.
But here's
what
the thing.
Fuck is your excuse?
But here's the thing with her, she has to cake the makeup on. She can't just put it on.
No, that's the problem, Bill. She doesn't really wear makeup. Like, and I think that's why her face was so beet red the whole time, and her pores, like, and I do get it, because I do have friends that live in the desert like Arizona. So naturally, I mean, the sun will destroy your pores. But for her to talk about pores, I was like, really, bitch? Yours are damaged, like, permanently.
Because I looked at your wedding photos in her, looking down at her phone and everything. It looked like her makeup was caked on, not just put on.
No,
that was probably the
that
filter.
Was just like the video quality, maybe. But no, she has shame because she sweats in person. Like her pits were sweating, like she sweats and gets nervous, and like it turns beet red, and it enlarges her pores that are already big. So the fact that she talks about anyone's looks, that's why I ever said anything about her, is I'm like, wait, what girl, projection, fix yourself. I don't think the pores are going to be fixed because they're already burnt open. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But do something, and don't fucking sit there and attack other people if you don't want a response, and don't call the police when we call you fat. Well, me. Because that's not defamation. The police would look at you and say, girl, that's a fact.
Right. So okay, she came to your wedding and she was all like timid and stuff, yet she rolled up there with the fucking
Until
stick, didn't she? Like, didn't she have a stick with her for the truth stick thing?
Oh my god.
Yes. Well, yes,
that's
she
fucking
did. But when Amy got drunk, she was more talkative. And one of my best friends since high school lives in Vegas, and she showed up to the reception because there was a limit for the wedding, and she was there with her husband, very established, well established, like high real estate agent. She used to model. Mindy is hot and very nice. She looked at Amy. She goes, "Hi, I'm Mindy." And she reached her hand out, and Amy was drunk and turned her head and like flipped her hair and gave her a dirty look. Mindy don't fuck around. Mindy jumped like this. Amy turned around. Mindy goes, she jumps in front of her and said, "I just said hi to you. Hello. Did you hear me? I'm Mindy." And Amy was like, oh, sorry. And her face turned beet red. And Mindy is fucking hot. She's like a supermodel. She looks like Martina McBride in Vitamin C from the early 2000s mix. And Amy was being a bitch to her. You want to know why? Because Mindy's fucking hot. And she's been one of my best friends for like over 20 years.
Yeah. Wow.
But Mindy wasn't even mean. She was like, "Hello." Like you see me? And Amy was like, "Oh no, she's pretty. I have to turn away." Fuck you. Hold on, I'll show you, Mindy. Give me a minute.
You don't need to.
Don, you're cracking me up with that.
Oh no, Mindy would like it. She's very like, look at me. She's fine with it. It's gonna glitch, so I'm muting. Hold on.
Well, and the thing is, I'm just like reading everybody's comments. Everybody has imperfections. You know what I mean? Like, none of us are perfect. But, I'll be damned when some of the ones that have no room to talk do the most fucking talking.
Yep. Oh, girl, but I agree. We all have imperfections. So do I. But bitch, I love my hot ass. So no bringing me down.
I love how you have no shame. I love it.
Like, they always tease me. They're like, "He's ugly. Oh my God, did you know he used to masturbate in the mirror?" Well, I didn't do that for no fucking reason, bitch. I'm hot.
But he loves himself.
Okay, here's one of my best friends that came to my wedding, and Amy's like, "No family showed up there, no nothing." First of all, my family's cheap as fuck, or they don't like to travel. My Aunt Sally's loaded, and she was like, "Sorry, I don't want to go to Vegas." I was like, "Whatever." My parents still were in the chat. My sister couldn't afford it. Bitch, even if my family wasn't there, I had family there. You're not my family, Amy, because nobody could fucking trust you. But my YouTube family
At least
and
he had
my extended family was there, bitch.
At least he had a wedding, which is more than I can say for you, Amy.
Not even fucking married.
Not only that, but you know what? Like, we're fucking adults, man. Like, some of us, I mean, a lot of times.
This is who Amy was like side-eyeing. This is one of my best friends.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
At least she puts on her makeup correctly.
Oh, Mindy's
She's
always
really
been hot.
pretty.
And she's down to earth. Like, she's just a good fucking person. And Amy was jealous. Because Mindy and me and her and her husband and my husband were doing shots, and Amy was left out of it. I don't know. Get your own fucking alcohol.
She looks good. She puts on her makeup correctly.
Well,
okay.
But I was going to say, like, sometimes people's friends become their family. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody has a perfect relationship with their family. So
yeah, I don't, and I'm open about it. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Amy's like, "I've never come on here and bitched out my fucking mom." Yeah, but you do it privately, non-fucking stop. Phone calls to prove it, dumbass. What the fuck is your point?
I wouldn't be. I don't fucking come out here publicly and degrade and fucking drag my daughters.
If my mom's a bitch, I call her a bitch, privately or public, and she gets mad, but she's a Leo and she's just gonna have to deal with it. Sorry, Ember.
It's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay. Well, you know what though? I've been told I'm not like the typical Leo. you know?
Yeah, you're not emotional.
She
like
don't.
they
She
are.
don't act. She
Right.
don't act like a Amber. She don't act like a Leo at all.
Who, Amy?
Yeah.
Oh,
See, I think
fuck,
Amy,
she don't. Oh, she does.
she does. Yeah.
Female Leo. You're a male Leo.
No,
Bill.
she acts like.
But-
Okay, this is what she acts like. She acts like deranged water sign or earth sign. That's what Amy acts like.
Yeah, it could have something to do with the rising. And you too, Amber.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. There's got to be something weird there because Amber's not like controlling. She is outspoken, but she's not ever. Amber's never come to me. I've gone to her and been like, "What the fuck were you doing while they're talking shit?" She's
Yeah.
never done that to me.
Right. Like it takes, like, I don't love conflict. You know what I mean? So I'll kind of back away from it sometimes, but it might be because I'm right on the cusp, you know, because August 20th is like right at the end. So
Yeah, I'm on the cusp with
Then you
Cancer,
do have
too,
like those
so-
innocent Virgo traits, but Virgos are still like, "Bitch, I'll fuck you up."
oh
Yeah,
really?
My sister's a Virgo and she's a redhead. Oh god, she's fucking bad. She'll fuck.
I mean,
you
I
up.
can get to the bitch I'll fuck you up mode, but it takes a lot, like a lot,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I'm on that cusp with Cancer, so
Oh, be right back. Kitty duty.
I'm right on that. I was born the first day of Leo, so
When's your birthday, Bill?
July 23rd,
Oh, okay.
first day. I was actually born at midnight, right after midnight. So
Ah. Damn, it's already like 5 a.m. here.
yeah,
I was just looking at the time. Oh man.
yeah, but my risings are all fire signs, so
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know a ton about astrology, but I know some.
yeah,
stuff.
because mine, I think my moon is in Aries, my ascending is in Aries, so my sun is in Leo, so
Leos are the most popular sign. Like, there's more Leos, or yeah, Leos than anything. It seems August birthdays very popular because everybody's parents get it on during the holiday season.
Okay, sorry. No, I am going to end this shortly, but yes, August Virgos are cooler than September. I will say that because they're more calm. But August Virgos, like, they're also like, they're not emotionless, but they don't fuck around. They're like, "Oh, I don't care. I don't know that person. I don't give a fuck. Like, stop talking about them to me." Because I used to date an August Virgo,
Hmm.
and they care very passionately, like, about the people that they love. But if you
Hmm.
come to them about somebody else, they're like, "Dude, fuck off."
I normally don't get along with most Virgos.
I do when it comes to like laughing and friends and hanging out and stuff like that. But when they start breaking down, if they get drunk, it I can't be around them. Because when my
I
sister
swear,
gets drunk, I'm like, "See ya, bitch."
like, you know what? I've decided on my like bucket list before I die. I swear I want to hang out with you and Oscar in real life.
Oh my
Like,
god,
I
he's
think
gonna stay the night tomorrow night.
I
for the
think that would
premiere
be
and
so fun. Like, you guys just seems like you'd be a ball in
Dude,
real life.
Oscar is like, he's very like caring and loving, and he does in person has very serious conversations. But then when he's a Gemini too. So two
Mm.
Geminis out of nowhere will be almost crying together, and then he's like, "Oh my god, I want a guy to fucking piss on me tonight. I'm gonna go to the bathhouse."
Oh my
And
god.
I'm like, "Oscar."
He's a mess. Oh my god. It's
Oh, he's
so
me in my
funny.
20s. He's like, what, almost 30? But yes, I'm like, "Oscar, listen to my advice."
Oh, he's
Look,
young.
yeah.
Holy shit, I didn't realize he was that young. Okay.
Yeah, but that motherfucker, especially when we got some drinks together and we having fun. That night we had some drinks before we went out and filmed his scene in my little downtown small town area. Then we came back and we're all fucking dancing to Hillary Duff. We're like, "Hell," he was like, "Oh my God, hell yeah."
He cracks me up. But
Yeah.
yeah, wow, I did not realize he was that young.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've seen like images of him and stuff, and he looks young, but I just thought that was like his luck. Like he just looked young. You
Yeah,
know?
and I will say this because I mean Amy put it out there and Oscar and I even spoke about this. But the night that him and I went to the Magic Mike traveling show together, like what was it, 2 months ago? Him and we were getting free pickle shots from the bartender. And he was like, "Oh hell yeah." And there was this man outside as we're sitting on the patio and he was flirting with both of us. And I'm separated. I was separated at the time. Oscar's like, "Ooh, he's hot." I was like, "Yeah, he is." He was like a daddy. And then he called me into the alley. So I went there and started doing stuff. But then Oscar took over and I was like, "Okay, this is weird. You're like a brother. I'm going to go. You guys finish
Right.
off." And Amy's like, "At least I don't have alley ass breath." I'm like, "Bitch, nobody drags you into an alley unless they want to fucking fight your big ass."
Right. Oh my God.
Shit. Anyways,
At least you got invited to the alley. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, yeah, the fuck I did. But then here comes Oscar behind. I was like, "Oscar, you take over. I'm gonna go get another free pickle shot. See you later."
that's hilarious. Like, as if it's like a fucking, I don't know, just something casual. Like, oh, you want to finish the laundry now? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead.
Gemini's just tag team. Like, "All right, Oscar, you got this. All right, see you later."
Oh
Go.
my God, that's funny.
But Amy said that first of all, it's not like I was going to come on here and say that publicly because it was just something private that happened. But then she blabbed her mouth. I'm like, "Do you think I give a fuck? I've literally spoke about almost every sexual experience I've had. Who cares?"
Right, you're an open book.
Yeah, I'm open legs. Love it. But anyways, you guys have anything to say in closing? Bill, you want to tell me
No,
fuck myself?
I gotta go.
I don't think so. Yeah, I need to get some sleep too. But I tell you what, I haven't even listened to the live yet. I'm sure after I do, I'll be like, oh fucking bitch, because it'll be full of fucking lies that I may want to still correct. But
That
nah,
was my
for
problem.
now.
There's a couple in out. That's why I went live. I was like, yeah, no, Lonnie. Lonnie and Retro actually were the ones that I was like, "No, bitch. Retro, you don't know shit. So sit
Yeah,
the fuck down. And if you don't want people, and like Amy said, stop going after my friends, then stop going live on your friends' channels to lie about us. And
right.
Retro, stop saying we're fucking liars when you don't know shit. And Lonnie, focus on your own motherfucking shit and unsubscribe from my husband's TikTok, you fucking weirdo, fucking Lord Farquaad. Look,
Lord
Farquaad.
Farquhar. Right.
Mother Farquaad.
Like Lonnie, you talk all this like
And
tough
she
girl, like bullshit, and you want to say things about me. Well, I tell you what, Lonnie, one thing I've never done is check myself into a mental institution over YouTube. Okay, so like you want to call people weak and shit, but I can't say I've ever done that. But I just get annoyed with her. It's like, shut the fuck up. Nobody is scared of you, woman.
Yeah. No, Amber, she actually, right before we fell out, and I was never gonna put it out there, but I did say, like, if you want to talk about my addictions and shit, I guess I could talk about yours. And she literally sent me a photo of her in an ambulance and said, "See what they're doing to me on YouTube?" I was like,
Right.
"Who takes a fucking selfie with a filter in a fucking ambulance?"
Yeah.
And so she put those pictures out herself and said, "I'm putting these out here before Robbie or anybody else does." It's like, first of all, I didn't even believe that, so I didn't care to put it out.
Right.
So fuck off.
Yeah, I mean it seems like an attention grab, you know what I'm saying? But like even to
Yes.
lie about that, like why would you want people thinking that you went to the hospital over YouTube. Like, get a grip. But like Lonnie, I don't care about your life at all. But from the sounds of it, you have enough issues that you need to deal with. So fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I have to say to her.
Yeah, me too. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that, because she always deletes her channels and leaves. I didn't even know she was back until I saw her in that chat tonight. I was like, really, Lonnie? Like, first of all, what the fuck are you doing still watching my husband's channel? He's not even drama. My husband hates drama. He loves happiness and butterflies and all that bullshit.
Right.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
So, anyways, are you gonna be in the premiere chat tomorrow night or the live Q&A beforehand?
Yeah, I should be able to. What time is it at again? It's like
The Q&A will be at 4 p.m. my time, and it's
Okay.
2:56 a.m. now, so I don't know what time, but 4 p.m. my time, and then 6 p.m. will be the premiere with the live chat.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited. Okay. Yep.
Me too. Okay.
I'll definitely be here. All right. Thank you,
Okay,
Robbie.
lover. I'll get the hot tub warmed
I
up
love
for tomorrow night. We'll have
watch the
chicken and
movie.
lamb legs.
Yes, in the hot tub.
Lamb chops.
I need a lover. Oh man. All right. Well, thank you for letting me come up. I guess I'm the last one here. So
Yeah,
all
last
right.
one
Thanks,
standing, huh?
guys.
The eagle has landed.
Oh boy. All right. Good night, you guys.
Good night.
All right. Love ya.
Love you. Okay, we're going to end with the final teaser I have from a suspect in my movie that's getting pulled over by the police. And I'm going to go. So have a beautiful night, guys. And I will see you at the Q&A. Then finally, I can't believe the movie premieres here. Kind of makes me sad, but we're working on the second one. But there's some people that didn't make it to the second one. That's why it's sad. So here we go.
Shit.
And by the way, just so you know, oh, hold on. I actually purchased like a cop light in the middle of nowhere out here. Every time we'd hit like action and film, I'm like, okay, hurry up. I want to turn it off because I didn't want to get in trouble in case, cops came by and they're like, what are you doing? Like pulling somebody over. I'd been like, oh, we're just like filming a movie. They'd be like, wait, what? So that scene, which you didn't see the full thing. You don't know what happens, but the cop lights did not stay on for very long at a time because I was very nervous. And you know me. You saw me at the Watts house with Mexi and all the other shit. I'm like, hurry up, I don't want to get in trouble. Okay, hold on. We are going to end with a little bit of Doja. This is for all you bitches. Go do something creative, whether it's a cover, fucking crafts, whatever it is, and just move on. And yes, Wendy, MAGA, you guys, no matter what side you're voting for, make sure that you vote if you're in the United States of America. We are very close to Election Day, and make sure that your voice is heard. And I will say this. I did vote against hunting mountain lions here in Colorado, because that was on my ballot here in Colorado. And I did vote to save our feline friends. So you cannot do that. And hopefully hopefully cats get their justice, because they have feelings too. So anyways, good night, everyone. I will see you tomorrow for the very multiple exhausting events we have going on tomorrow on YouTube, which has nothing to do with drama and everything to do with creativity and fun. So good night. Fuck this beat, yeah, fuck it, wait, fuck it, wait, fuck it, wait, fuck this beat, wait, fuck it, wait, fuck it, wait, fuck it, wait, fuck this beat, fuck this beat, fuck them drugs, fuck the club, fuck the speech, fuck up all them other albums on repeat, fuck what y'all been saying, I ain't for the streets. What you mean? What you mean? What you really talking about? I know you sneak. I was waking all these hoes up in my sleep. I was caking while these hoes could barely eat. Ain't no beef, ain't no sides, ain't no competition when they hear me slide. I'ma sell out all my seats to see me live. Was a sellout till I noticed I got drive. Bitch, I give my life, and it's giving. Got a lifelong career, you make a living. Got an overflow of trophies, you ain't winning. Got my body done, but look who's really sitting now. Bitch, you must be kidding. Please be kidding. Got an overflow of broke out bitches sitting. Always knew I was gonna change from the beginning. Always knew them things was kept cause y'all be sinning. I've been watching all you bitches, I be shitting. I've been buying all these clothes and see no fitting. Too much jewelry, y'all be taking what you spitting. Hear that clank, clank, bitches, you forgetting. Bitch, fuck this beat. Fuck this beat. Bitch. Fuck this beat. Fuck it. No chance, no